fantasy? Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got a really cool stream tonight. We're going to go over the top 10 most common copes women use today. Let's see if I can get signed into this fucking group. Is it working? Let me refresh it. Spaces never work the first time I click them, it seems like. Can you hear me? Is this broken? Can you?
Is Sergio just going to leave? Yeah.
This shit's broken. Let's see if it works after I click this. Can you hear me, Captain?
Yeah, there you are. There we go.
PC's so fucking buggy.
Oh.
Thank you for doing this tonight with me, Captain. I'm excited to go over some copes that I felt like women use in dating today, or the reasons why they're not doing good in dating. You'll have to tell me, if I'm wrong, because obviously I'm a guy. I'm not a fucking girl. Maybe I'm wrong on some of these. Maybe I'm right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, just so everybody understands, if you're a girl in here right now that's listening, or you're here to, push back on any of these points, don't be triggered. We did an episode last week with our boy Vale, and we definitely hit the dudes really hard. We beat the shit out of the guys last week, where we're equal with our lefts and our rights. So don't think that we're just beating up the women this week. We beat up the dudes last week. So go, eat some of that before or after this if you think that we're just being bullies today. But yeah, also just gotta say the same thing I said last week. Also, remember, ladies, all of this is external. If you're getting mad about any of this stuff, you might need to fix something internally. So be open to some of these things that I say, and maybe you can change some stuff internally to fix some of these copes that you have going on. But the first one I'm going to get into, and like we did it last week, guys, I'm going to fly through these 10, so then we can get y'all up here so y'all can push back on some of these 10, or y'all can agree with me or disagree with me, whatever. But yeah, Captain, if you have any 2 cents on any of these, or you have like another way that you agree with me on it or disagree, just you're more than welcome to chime in. I'll give it a little break after every point that I give. But yeah, first one, guys, is my favorite one of all of these. Honestly, I'm really excited. Drum roll. All the guys suck. We hear this all the time, air quotations. All the guys suck. All these girls always say all the men are garbage today. I have something really, 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 really big to break through to you, ladies. If this is constantly happening to you, like the guys are always horrible, that you're attracting around you, it's because you fucking suck. So that's how the law of attraction works. You know, whatever you are is kind of what you reap is what you're kind of gonna sow. So if you're constantly attracting really, really, really shitty guys, it's probably because there's something flawed about you. I'm not saying you're a shitty person, but there's something about you that is a flaw that is attracting those really shitty people. So I highly suggest looking within if you're a girl that constantly is saying, oh, it's not me, it's just all these guys. Every guy is horrible. It's definitely not every guy. It's definitely the type of guys that you are attracting. Uh, what do you think about that, Captain? Have you ever noticed girls say something like that? Use that quote before?
Yeah, it is kind of like they're attracting, but it's also kind of like what they decide that they're gonna put up with, for a while. And some guys end up being douchebags, but
It's whatever you put up with, though. You're right.
Yeah.
But if you keep attracting douchebags, I think it says something about yourself. You're doing something. Number two, though, is a strong, independent woman. Okay, so there's a lot of women that sometimes will be like, I can't find a guy because I'm a strong, independent woman, and it intimidates all these men. All these guys are intimidated by a strong, independent woman. And no, sweetheart, it's not that guys are intimidated by a strong, independent woman. It's just that it's extremely unattractive to a man for a woman to be a strong, independent woman. It's not attractive at all, I think. I think there might be some types of guys that like that, but they're more the beta type of guys. It's not the type of guys that like women a lot, or like those type of women. It's probably going to be the submissive type of guy that's going to like a woman like that, which I don't think all women like a submissive type of guy. What do you think, Captain? Have you ever heard a woman say the strong, independent woman thing repels men away?
Well, I mean, that's what happens to me. Like, because it's like guys, they say that they want a woman that'll talk back to them or like give them some spunk, some fire, whatever. But really, at the end of the day, sometimes it gets to them because they're emasculated. But for me, if I make it so you just like submit to me instantly, I don't want to be with you. So that's also another thing. Like, if you're too strong and independent, you've got to know when to back down and actually submit and let him be a dude.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that one's number two on the list, but it's probably the one that's the most common, I would say. Like if I lined up a bunch of women and asked them like why are you struggling in dating or like why are you not able to get a man, that would be one of the most common ones by far, I would say. I don't think there's one that's more common than that. Oh, shout out to Michael Mitrok and Apache in the chat. I just now looked at my chat, guys. I'm sorry. And Roman King. Who's Roman King? Greetings from the Crucible land. Oh, what's up, bro? If you're from the Crucible family. And shout out to Live Love. Yeah, I see that you're in here, Danielle. Awesome. I hope that you're able to push back or give me some more points at the end of this. Number three, just so I can blow through this. Number three, I'm at. He's not tall enough. So I really don't like it when women do the whole "I need a tall guy" thing because let me break down the stats for you a little bit. Guys over 6 foot is only 14% of the population. So if you're a girl who's like, I only want a guy that's 6 foot tall or more, you're really kind of chasing something that's more rare. So you shouldn't think that it's going to be easy to lock it down because that means other women are chasing the same thing. So I really think that women should stop coping with the whole, these guys aren't tall enough. You should probably just let that go if you can. I mean, unless you're a girl that's 6 foot taller, like really tall. I get it then, if you're really tall, but try out the height shit. Just try out some shorter guys. Maybe get off the dating apps because dating apps make you really start looking based off of descriptions and numbers and shit like that. Just try some new methods because height isn't fucking everything, ladies. Captain, what do you think about that? Have you ever heard girls complain about height stuff or be stuck single because they only want tall guys or something?
Oh, I've heard women say that that's what they're attracted to. I mean, okay, so me personally, because I mean, you kind of know me, like how I am. A short guy, they're going to be attracted to me, but at the end of the day, they're going to be like the submissive, so they're going to know, hey, kind of can't get with her. It's not happening. So, but it's like for me, I actually do put a limit. Like you got to kind of be 5'10" or up. I don't know why it is. It's like you want somebody to tower over you. You don't want to wear heels and like walk next to a guy and he's like way shorter than you. I don't know why. It just looks weird. But yeah, I do think that some women get hype, like caught up on like the physicality of it, like with the height. But what does the height have to do with, your actual like
other
end game.
attributes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think it's an online dating thing. When a girl's really crazy about this, it comes from just being hedonistic and kind of chasing those like pleasures and those numbers and stuff. And girls, if you stay off dating apps, you kind of don't have this issue. This was also one that I put down because I saw it all the time on my podcast. Like I had some girls come on that were super tall, like 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, and they were crazy about guys that are like 6'5" or 6. Shit, there was a girl that came on my show that was 5 foot, and she wanted nothing but guys like over 6'4" because she worked in sports. And it was like, girl, you're insane. Like that is an insane standard to have. You should just know, no, none of those guys are probably gonna take you serious because that's fucking insane. They're just so rare. Next up, though, on my list, guys, number 4 is all guys are narcissistic. And I see this one a lot from the feminists, especially the rad films on here. A lot of them, are always bringing up how the guys are fucking all psychopaths. This one was one that, like, I don't know if they're actually psychopaths, if these girls are attracting these type of guys, or if the girls are bringing it out in these guys. Like, they're psychopaths, and they're getting in crazy fights, and then this guy's a narcissist because y'all are both crazy. What do you think about this one, Captain, though? Do you, like, hear a lot of women say that, like, a lot of guys are narcissists all the time?
Well, yeah, but so the main ones that say the guys are narcissists are the ones that are constantly playing victim, in my opinion. The ones that are just like, they don't want to find any fault in themselves, so it's automatically the guy. So it's automatically the guy that's telling you just random. So for me, I do actually attract narcissists. I don't know why, but I think that a lot of women use that as a way to not have to take accountability for stuff that they do themselves. I mean, not every single guy in the world is a narcissist,
Yeah, maybe they're projecting. Like, I think people project all the fucking time. Like, I think that it's a very normal thing and nobody notices it all the time. But I think you never know. Those girls might just be projecting that they're the narcissist, and that's why the relationship fucking ended. Next up, number 5 on my list, though, is he's not my horoscope type that I like. This is one that is so fucking ridiculous. This is a way that girls just filter dudes out all day long. They're always just, it's like, oh, he's a Scorpio, oh, he's gone because I had 2 bad Scorpios in the past. I honestly think that they actually think they just don't get a vibe from that guy or they don't like his picture. But if he's a Scorpio, they'll be like, oh, it's because he's a Scorpio. It's kind of like a easy way to like let the person down without saying that it's like a physicality or something that's actually about like how they talk or something, I really think it's one of the stupidest copes of all of them. Like, it's the dumbest excuse that they can pull out of their asshole at any point, and it's just going to completely be okay that they're just blowing this guy off because he's a fucking Gemini or whatever the fuck. What do you think about this one, Captain? Have you ever heard of a girl say that she's not good enough because of his sign?
Okay, I'm pretty guilty of that. Okay, so there actually are signs that I have dated that I refuse to date ever. Like a Scorpio, like you said, I refuse to ever date a Scorpio man again, just because they when they associate astrology with like a certain like bad time, they associate every single guy with that astrological sign. So for me, that was my worst relationship ever. A Scorpio, like I will, and you know what? Actually, friends that I've come across, I'm like, what sign are they? And then I look, I'm like, that's fucking why I can't stand them. Like it does work conglomerately in like certain aspects, and it is. I guess it's stupid for women to do that, but it's like I've always been super attracted to Aries. Like every Aries relationship I've been in has been like fire. You know what I mean? But then there's like certain like Gemini. Oh God, see, you have to mention the ones that I hate. Like I'll never date a Gemini again. I mean, they're just fucked up. But yeah, girls do this. I do it. I'm very guilty of that. Like that's definitely a number one thing where it's like a guy. There's actually this guy that likes me, and he's he's a Pisces. I'm like, God, you're in your feelings all day, every day. Like it's one of those things that like you just associate it with. You're like, that's why. But I think it's because they're trying to tie in why they don't like them. It's like, because that Pisces guy, I don't like him. I really don't like him. And then I try to make it like, you know what? I don't like him because he's a Pisces. No, I just don't like him because he sucks.
Just
but
a fucking cope, man. This is one of the stupidest copes of all of them. Like, come on.
It does work though. Like sometimes it's legit. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, shout out to my boy 5'6" in the chat. What's up, bro? And shout out to Michael Michuk. number one mod on YouTube, bro. Also, guys, remember if you're in the chat, y'all get to come up. We're on number 5 right now, so only 5 more, and we'll be letting y'all use your requests and come up and talk shit or add more shit if you want. Whatever y'all want to talk about, honestly, after it's over with. Number 6, though, we're at he doesn't make enough money, or no guys make enough money today. Oh, dude, this one really kind of irks me because, ladies, y'all fought for fucking years to get all this fucking better work environment bullshit to be able to make more money. Y'all out graduate men from college now and all this shit. And then y'all are like, well, guys aren't making enough money. Y'all are making the fucking money now. Be more equal. Y'all wanted all this equality. There's your fucking equality. Get it in the household too. That's ridiculous. Like, I can't believe how many women like complain about the money thing, because honestly, it's hard. Everybody knows it's fucking hard right now. Like, it's harder than ever. If you are a girl who has a guy who makes enough money for you to stay at home, you should feel blessed. You should feel thankful as fuck, and you should be frugal as fuck too. You shouldn't be like, we're going out to eat every couple of weeks, or I want this, or I want these gifts. No, if you want to do the stay at home wife stuff, and he doesn't make a lot of money, it's possible, but you need to totally be safe or okay with living a frugal life, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a frugal life. It's something that is way better for your kids in the long run if y'all want to spend more time with your children. I don't think that people need to make more money today. I think this is a ridiculous cope that the girls are using. There's plenty of guys, I think, that make good enough money. They might have to work part-time or maybe full-time, if she wants to live like the good life, going out to eat all the fucking time. But nah, I think this is just a really stupid fucking cope. What do you think, though, Captain? Do you see a lot of girls complain about guys' paychecks and how much money they're making?
Okay, that's one that really irks me because of the fact that I would love it. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, though. I don't want to, but because I make the money, so I will always, no matter what, I will provide for myself. But that goes back into your thing of I'm a strong, independent woman, so it's kind of like guys come at it like, oh, you don't want me to take care of you? Like, no, bitch, I don't need you to take care of me. But at the same time, you want a guy who could take care of you if you couldn't do it yourself. That's my thing, but I hate women that are like, oh, he doesn't make enough money. It's like, well, bitch, how about you just go for a walk in the park or climb a fucking mountain or do something, go canoeing, do something fucking that is free, or just do something that's fun that doesn't cost a ton of money. I hate women that they want the money, because money doesn't give you love. It doesn't fuck you at the end of the night. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
It means you're just looking for a beta bucks too. It means you're not even looking for a genuine connection with the guy, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I get it why some fucking, especially monkey-minded women that just want to take care of them, and they could just get babies and fucking or divorce him and take him for half of his shit. I get it if you're just a finessing ass bitch, but I don't see why at all. Why it's necessary to have to do all that.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that you need the money. And guys, just so y'all know, if a woman is sitting there expecting a lot on the money side of things, I would heavily, push back on her and test that, because that's not a good boundary for her to be putting up. Number 6, though, or number 7 is all guys my age are horrible. This one's another one that's really fucking stupid, because it's something I talk about all the time and everybody puts me down for it. But date older fucking men. I'm sorry. I know the guys your age probably fucking suck. I get that. And you actually don't want to equal. I know society told you forever that you want to equal. But yeah, you're actually probably going to respect the guy that's a little bit older than you. I'm not saying 10, 20 years older, but just a little bit older, even just 2 or 3 years older. Every girl I knew, even in high school, were dating guys at least 1 or 2 years older than them. It was the cool thing to kind of do. I don't know. It's just natural. I think women always want to be with the older guy. And if you're complaining about all the guys your age suck, yes, stop dating. I agree with you. You should probably stop dating them. They're not attractive to you. Stop lying to your fucking self. It's not that big of a deal. Captain, do you ever see girls do this?
Yeah, okay. I will only date guys older than me. Only. Okay, so the guys that are younger, yeah, they can give some value. There can be some guys that set frame and they can be the dominant, a guy that you respect. Yeah, for sure. The only boyfriend I've ever had was my first boyfriend that was younger than me, that was 6 months younger than me. And I broke up with him because he wasn't as confident as me. And I don't know, for me, I want an older guy, and I'm only into older guys, only. But then people, they get on your case because you're into older men. And then they say, oh, it's daddy issues. No, it's because those guys understand who the fuck they're about. They're established. They got their shit together. Like women, okay, so I'm 34. So I don't want a guy who's living in his mom's basement and he's 34 too, or younger than me, living in his mom's basement trying to like figure shit out. No, I'm at that age where it's like, dude, have your shit together because I got my shit together. We can be better, you know, like, and only older guys have that. Like, they really do.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's rough today, man. Like you kind of got to go older just to get like the things that your father or grandfather had maybe at like 22, 23. You know, you never know. One of the commenters, Captain, said Captain is hot. His name is Andy Zwart. Well, Andy Zwart, why don't you come over to Twitter, bro? You can come over and jump in the chat. I have the Twitter Spaces pinned in the comments on YouTube, bro, so you can easily find it. Next up, though, we have number 8, the classic. I have time. I have time. I'm 25. I'm 30. It's no big deal. I have time to find a guy. I don't need to go rush and find a man now. I'm sorry, ladies. It's not like that. No, like you really don't have all the time in the fucking world. This is gonna be triggering, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Not all guys like older women, or your dating marketplace, like what you could get when you were 22, might not be the same amount pool of men that you are going to be able to get at 30. I know it sounds horrible. There is the wall, and look, whenever I talk about the wall too, I'm not saying that when the wall is, because I don't know when the fucking wall is for each girl. It's a personal thing. It's like a mental thing that you're going to go through at some point. And I don't know when that fucking is. Some girls might not hit the wall till fucking like 35 because they're so like hot or they keep themselves together or some shit. But I'm just saying I would keep it in mind because you don't have all the time in the world. Don't use the cope of, oh, I got plenty of time, because nah, baby girl, you don't have plenty of fucking time. Like, it's geriatric pregnancy at fucking 35. So take that shit seriously if you don't have kids yet. And you want kids. Captain, do you ever hear the girls use this one where they're trying to just put it off because they feel like they got a lot of time?
well, yeah, but they're also stupid because women have a biological clock and it's fucking ticking, ladies. So how about you not wait a little bit too long? Because men, like, they want. So say a guy is like 54 and he doesn't have kids, and he's like, oh, I want to have kids. Because men, they're fertile until the fucking day that they die. Women are not. So that's why they go for younger women. But the women, they think they have time, but they don't understand their bodies. Like, you don't have fucking time. How about, yeah, party it up in your early 20s, like your early 20s, and then go to a stage in your late 20s where you can get it to where you're good. You got your system, you know, you're partying out of your system. You want to settle down, because the ones that think that they have time are the ones that age the fastest because they're probably drinking way more than everybody else. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, they actually do end up aging faster because of what they're doing. You're right. I didn't even think about that. But no, okay. Next one up, we got the born again virgins. So these are the ladies that are like, I'm gonna make every guy wait. All these guys suck because they're not waiting 2 years for me or to get married first. This is ridiculous, ladies. I'm going to be honest with you. If you fucking ran up a fucking 20, 30 body count, shit, even like 15, and after that you're deciding that you're going to church now and you're a born again virgin and every guy needs to wait till fucking marriage, you're screaming trauma. I'm sorry. Like, it just screams fucking trauma. It screams that like you had a lot of guys fuck you over and now you're having to close these gates early because, or for anybody now, because you fucking let so many guys hit on the first night and fuck you over. It just looks really fucking bad. I would say that any girl that's doing the whole born again virgin thing or doing the whole you need to wait till we're married thing, it's a massive fucking cope. That a lot of them are gonna die borderline fucking nuns, but really they're smashing a fucking Chad when nobody's looking, and then praying and repenting fucking later on Sunday at church. This is one of the stupidest fucking copes of them all. Just because I know low key these bitches still fucking somebody. Stupid. But Captain, have you ever heard a girl try to do the switch it to where she's making every guy wait till marriage thing?
Okay, you're talking about like the woman is a born again version or the man's a born again version?
This is only about women, so just a woman doing that.
A woman's a born again virgin.
Like after running up bodies too. We're not gonna say this is a girl doing it after like a 5 body count. We're gonna say like this is a girl saying this after like partying, like going hard, like 15, 20 bodies, you know?
That's because she feels guilty in herself. But okay, some women actually do find like repentance and they realize, you know what, I was kind of a whore. Maybe not be that anymore. But they want to be the born again virgin because they, in their head, they want to reset everything that they did that they fucked up on along the way. I
I
mean,
just think they're lying though. I think that they like fall and end up going and fucking an old boyfriend or some chat and like they just lie and don't tell nobody. Like I just think it's a lie. Like I think that once you start having sex and stuff, it's hard to just turn that shit off.
well, no, that's what it is. They they do that because of the fact that they feel guilty about something in their past, or they want to reset because they fucked up so much. But it's also kind of they
Either
want to make
way,
a
it's
man
shitty.
believe
Even
that
if she's
no,
really not fucking anybody, I still don't like it. Like it still pisses me off because it's like you let all those other guys fuck you and I have to wait now. It's stupid. You know?
yeah. I think so too.
No, yeah, but no, number 10, guys. This one is one that I feel like I hear all the fucking time. They're always busy. And I get this. There's a lot of single moms and they are truly fucking always busy. But a lot of women say this that aren't even fucking single moms. They're not even they really just have different priorities. Whenever a girl says I'm always busy, so I don't have time for a boyfriend. No, your priorities are partying. Your priorities are going on the yacht, going to the club, fucking with a bunch of different dudes, probably having like a rotation of 4 dudes taking you out to dinners and like one guy you're fucking. Like it's just priorities. It's very fucking simple. And anytime a girl is saying I'm always busy, it's just because her priority isn't a relationship yet. Her priority at that point is to just fuck around and have fun, and that's fine. Like I just think that they should straight up and say, I'm not always busy. I just want to be fucking lots of people and doing whatever the fuck I want right now and partying. Yeah, I just think it's a cope saying that. Oh, I'm always busy. What do you think, Captain? Have you ever heard a girl say I'm too busy to be able to date?
The women that say that they're too busy to be able to. Okay, I used to be too busy to be able to date when I was running around doing whatever the fuck I wanted. It's independence. That's what they like. They're too busy because they don't want their freedom taken away, as in like they have to adhere to another person or actually like make another person feel like, or actually feel like a stipulation that, say I want to go out tonight, but guess what, my boyfriend is over here, so I should probably talk to him and see what he wants to do. They don't want that. They love their independence because they're used to it. They've adapted to it. That's why they say like, oh, I'm just too busy all the time. They can work, but I mean, you find time to do shit for yourself. You could work all day. I mean, like I could work 12 hours and come home and watch a movie with you, but instead, if I feel like I'm tied down, guess what? I'm going to tell you I don't have fucking time, so I'm going to go to work and I want to go out and do whatever I want to do, and I don't want to have anybody else to be next to, because then you have a responsibility at that point. Yeah. If that makes sense. So
It's you got to prioritize relationships if you want one. At the end of the day, if you want a relationship, you have to really prioritize it and really want it. I got a couple of comments. Another guy said, a guy named Not Your Alpha on YouTube said, "Marry me, Captain." Um, he said he's on X. Well, Alpha, come jump over, bro. Come jump on X. Guys, we're about to let y'all up to say some stuff. I wanted to say, since we just got to the end, please make sure to like the video if you're on YouTube. Please make sure to share my video, guys, on my profile, like the live stream, so we can get more people in here, get more viewers. So when everybody's discussing right now, there's more people hearing y'all talk and do all this. Because y'all are going to be on the video, obviously, guys. Also, I wanted to announce that I'm going to try to do these every Monday and Wednesdays, guys, like a manly Monday and a womanly Wednesday. Probably do the same type of thing with Vale and with Captain, or other guys or other women that are from our spaces. But yeah, I would love for y'all to come and support every time we do this, share it out so we can get more people into all these spaces. But yeah, Captain, go ahead and start letting people up if you can. I can't do it because, you know, I'm on PC. But anybody who has any questions or wants to push back on anything, or just wants to say that there's some more copes that women have that I wasn't not even fucking remembering.
Gotcha.
Was there anybody?
All right, I'm letting yeah, there's a few. Guys, don't hit request real quick. I'm just gonna hit everybody invite to speak because my thing messes up sometimes. So I'm just gonna go around and just.
You can let Vale co-host if your thing messes up, so he can like help out too if we need to.
Yes.
So you can have everybody come up and stuff. Like, I
Well,
don't really care if most
Val
people
did
come up.
say that he might be a little bit busy, so I don't know if he'll be able to. We'll wait and see. Okay, so I invited almost everybody, I think. Here we go.
What's up,
Everybody just feel free to
Danielle?
come up.
Yeah,
Who's
what's
up?
up, Danielle? It's crazy that you're on Spaces. If I'm gonna hear your voice, it's gonna be like the first time I've heard your voice before, I think.
Yeah, it's the first time. I wrote down a couple of things, so bear with me, guys. Okay, and I only heard 4 through 10, so I can only go off that. So I'm going to start number 4. There's a difference between what women claim they want versus what they get or date in their actual life. Every woman's going to say they want a 6-foot Chad with a 6-pack and blah, 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 and is rich, right? But look at their dating history, who they've dated in the past, who they're currently dating, and then you kind of get your answer to, it's a little bit more flexible than that fixated, category that a lot of women say that they want. And ideally, yeah, they probably do want it. Who doesn't want it? I mean, if we could all, build our man from start to scratch, we would as women, right? Okay, the next one is generally you are attracted to who you are, right? Like I've found that narcissistic people tend to find other narcissistic people, or they are that person and bring those traits out in the other person.
Yeah.
So that's what I took with that. The horoscope thing, I don't even want to cover that. That's crazy. There's so many studies that have come out recently that said all that's kind of BS, right?
Yep.
What's the next one? Feminism. I'm going to skip that one. You went over it pretty well. I mean, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. Never had to work the entire time. My man makes good money. I'm very lucky that way. We have 2 kids. I stay at home with them. I raise them. I school them. I've been very fortunate. I know I'm the exception to the rule, so I don't really like to talk about our relationship. We got together very young. I was in school full time. I was working full time, and we got together around 20. I want to say 21. Yeah, so I don't really like talking about my situation because it's not typical, right? It's like one of those, like what everybody claims they want type of thing. But, we've been through a lot. Like there's a lot of ups and downs, especially when you get together young and you're broke and you're just starting out and, you have one car that barely works and you live like in a 1-bedroom apartment that, sucks. So, there's a lot of ups and downs, he's lost his job over the years. He got in a really bad, he's a truck driver over the road. He got in a really, really bad accident about, it's been about 2 years now. It almost took his life. So, things happen, you go through it, but you have to put the dedication into the relationship. I mean, relationships aren't about love and giggles and puppies and happiness. Sometimes it's about duty and sacrifice. And if you gave that person your word, right?
It just cut out for me.
That cut out for me too.
Yeah. Daniel, you cut out for us.
Oh, and come back, and then
Yeah, go ahead. Come back to me.
No, Daniel, drop. Oh, I should go. Here, then. Go ahead, continue, Daniel.
Yeah, you're fine. You can talk now.
Okay. Relationships, marriages, serious relationships, they consist of interdependence, not each person being independent within the relationship. I tend to hear women say that they're independent, which is great. You're a grown adult. You have a job, you have a car, you have a bright future. That's great. Everybody wants that, men and women, right? But when you come together with somebody, you kind of have to put that aside. Like I said previously, sacrificing duties, right? I was in school full time. I have my psychology degree. I wanted to go down that whole route and help people, but the cards changed and I focused and he, we made the decision together. We sat down and said, well, what do we want in the next 5 years? He wanted a family, and I fought him at first. Believe me, I fought him at first, and I regret that because he did break up with me briefly around that because he wanted a family young. He made it very clear to me. He put his foot down, and I wasn't on board at that point because I still had that kind of college mindset of the feminism thing, like put your career first, put your degree first. You can have a family later in life, and I was listening to my girlfriends in school say this to me. So it wasn't just like coming from the top down in the college, it was coming from the other girls. I was literally bullied and ostracized from a bunch of women because they're like, well, what you're doing is not cool. Like, you have a long-term boyfriend, you kind of want to have a family young. So they kind of ostracized me for it. It was really depressing, and it made college miserable for me, to be honest. I hated it. And I went to like a Catholic private college. I busted my butt throughout high school, middle school, high school, and I got all these degrees to go there because I come from a really poor background. I would have never been able to go, if I didn't succeed like I did academically. But yeah, it was a living nightmare. So, a lot of people talk about it's just coming from like, the top in college. No, it's the friends too. And I want to say I had a pretty diversified group of friends. I had the girls that remained virgins until after school. I had some promiscuous friends. I mean, I had a large group of friends all throughout high school. And it fluxed, as I grew older, I got more mature, I hung out with more mature women that took things a lot seriouser, their education, maybe their job at the time, family time, whatever have you. Let me see. I think I'm just going to let other people talk right now. I have a couple other things, but I don't want to take up all the time, so go ahead.
I wonder if the space is about to crash. Captain,
oh, no.
No, I'm good.
I see her.
I saw
good.
like your like picture like thing go away when it shows the space. I was like, I've never seen that before. But no, thank you, Danielle, for coming on. It's awesome hearing you.
Yeah.
I've been talking to you for over a year now on YouTube.
I know, it's crazy. I've always heard your voice. You've never heard mine.
Yeah, that is so weird. No, thank you so much.
Well, everybody take time to follow Sergio, and if you have time to hit up his YouTube, you can follow that there. All right, who's next?
Yeah, I'll definitely follow you.
Yeah, thank you. No, is there, if there's nobody else, we can make it a free for all and just everybody can come up, or I'll just probably end up ending the stream if there's nobody else.
I'll see, Brooke. No, people. Well, they were speakers, but I don't know.
Oh hell yeah,
what's
Brooke?
Looks like he's having a connection issue. Okay. There's that. Okay, Brooke, go ahead.
So I actually agree with you on everything except for like one, but I didn't really not agree with you. I see what your point is, but here I go, Sergio. So I actually I can honestly tell you that my husband and I actually enjoy wait, hold on a second. Let me check my notes real quick. I'm so sorry. I came
You're
unprepared. Good. It was the strong, independent woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, I get that. And I agree with you. But here's the thing. My husband and I actually enjoy like working together, right? Like we enjoy that whole thing. Like, cause he has different shift and I have a different shift. So like we are like constantly with our child when she's home. So like we actually do little fun games and stuff with it. We just spice it up and make it fun. So like I think I don't think that that's exactly what you're talking about, but I wanted to throw that in there because you mentioned something about working or something like that. But like I think if you both are working, because I know like some people are more stay at home, which is fine. I have a best friend that stays home. But for us, we to keep it less stressful, we like to spice it up. I don't know what you thought about that. I was just wanted to see what you had to say, but I agree with you on everything else. Everything else sounds good.
Yeah, no, like I definitely can see how like the boss babe is one of the ones that can be easily pushed back on, because there are tons of guys who want to have like a power couple, or they want to like, I don't know, like they want a woman that succeed. Like I would be like, honestly, my girl is an overachiever. Like she is a type where she wants a lot. Like whether or not like she makes money, no matter what she ends up doing, she's gonna try to make money somehow, So like even she kind of has the boss babe energy in a way, and I don't think it's a bad thing at all, because I want to be more successful with her, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, with y'all working together and doing stuff together for sure. I just had to put it on the list because y'all know that the ladies be saying that one a lot, and it's a really funny one. Chatterbox, did you have something to say?
Jeez, where do I start? Hold on, I got my wife throwing in comments to talk here. Sorry.
You're good.
Dog's trying to go out. We're trying to get my daughter's tires in her car here.
We're trying to get.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll be doing that shortly. But anyway.
I wanted to throw in something real quick though for your audience, for the ladies in your audience. Like, I dated younger and I'm married younger, and he's 5 years younger than me, and then I also married a guy that's only 5'4". I would say like, and I used to date really tall guys, like 6'1" ish, right? Like tall, real tall, and like football player, like type looking dudes. And I, I met him, and I was just like instantly like blah, it was instantly love. Like, so it was like, I would say don't like. I know women do that. They do it because they want that tall, strong, protective type. But I maybe this isn't the place to say this, but I think that like I wouldn't rule those guys out. Maybe not 5'4" if that's not your thing, but like I mean, shorter guys, there's nothing wrong with them. Like I actually have a lot of fun with my husband. We joke around. It's fun. So I mean, I think it's all about the relationship, right? And how fun it is. Like, because you have to keep it fun. I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's really what keeps it going. But I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Dude,
Chatterbox.
if you're a girl who's like 5'1", 5'2", why are you trying to take the 6 foot tall guys from like the shorter girls? That's messed up. Or from the taller girls, it's messed up.
Hey, Sergio, I gotta disagree with you. Those guys picked the shorter girls.
Yeah,
My
no,
man's
they did.
6'2", I'm 5'3". He picked it. Look, I didn't pick him for his height. That was the last thing on the list because I'm a shorter girl. Shorter girls don't really prioritize, at least in my experience, and my girlfriends. A guy that's like above like 5'9". Like, I mean, I've dated 5'5", 5'9". Like, I've dated a range of height. So again, I think it's one of those things. And going back to Brooke, women say that they want these things, but what are they actually getting? What are they dating? What are they committing to? Right. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no, it is crazy how the tall guys do seek out the short. Yeah, and I'm one of those guys, so I totally know what you're saying, Danielle. But no, next Chatterbox, did you have something to say? Could you talk now? He's still playing with the toy.
Well, I'm going to have to go in a minute and help my wife. I just want to say that I've been married for 30 years now. I'm 6'2.5". My wife's about 5'10". And I've got two daughters. One of them's married, and the other one's actually in the dating game now. She's seen a lot of different guys over the years, and she's done the online dating. And we're in a small town here, and we've been here for coming up on 4 years now. And she's met a lot of different guys and dated different guys and whatever. And yeah, I'm just finding this very interesting to hear what other people have to say. But I think one of the most important things is that you really connect with a person and that there's some sort of physical attraction there. I think that, in my opinion, above and beyond money, above and beyond everything else, is one of the most important things, and communication.
Yeah.
So, and patience and understanding, I think, is also good because, I've learned in my relationship that, my wife, if we get into a fight, you leave her the hell alone. Let her go to bed. She'll get up the next day and she'll be better. If you go on about it, she'll lose her shit. So anyways, okay, I'm going to be quiet now, and you guys can throw in your own comments. But
no, I appreciate that, Chatterbox, man. Thank you.
I'll be back. I got to go help with putting the tires, the summer tires, in the car because my daughter's taking the car in to get the snow tires off tomorrow, and they waited till the 11th hour as usual to tell me they're doing that. So I'll be back.
No, later, bro. Thank you. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Sergio. First of all, I listened to your whole broadcast. Thought it was great. Top 10. A lot of cope mechanisms that I hear women talk about, like height, zodiac sign. You don't make enough money, and that's those seem like be problems, like kind of like your bitch, if you will, like you're bitching, whatever. But there's a lot of solutions too, and one of them I think that is most important is personality. Like personality can really overcome a lot of. It can compensate for a lot of shortcomings, if you will. You can be short. Like look at a guy like Pete Davidson, right? I mean, so yeah, he's tall, he's rich, so he checks a lot of the boxes, but he's not exactly good looking, right? I mean, let's face it. If his face was any more ugly, when he gives a blowjob, he'd be considered anal. But personality can really not overcompensate, but compensate for a lot of shortcomings, such as monetary wealth, height. Personality goes a long way. I don't know if you'd agree with that, Sergio. I'm just asking for your opinion.
A guy can fucking
Yeah.
kill it just because he has a good personality. And but where do you think a personality comes from, though, Mike? Like, do you think people get personality from like experiencing a lot? Like where do you think it comes from?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with genetics, first of all. You know, we're all a product of our mother and our father. And it comes from nurturing, right? And just where you came from. But to be honest with you, I think like the top personality people in the world, it's something that is almost like to an empath. Like an empath doesn't know how they can do this or how they can see the future or they can talk to the, you know, trans channel or anything like that. It's like a wave that they kind of adapt to, and they're just better at it than most people, right? I think personality is not something that you can teach. It's not something that you can structure. It's just something that it's a natural gift. I think personality is a natural gift,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think of George Carlin when I think about this subject because he had like two really dope parents that were like really, really good voice, like with their voices and like just being funny and stuff like that. And look how awesome George Carlin was. You know, I think it's crazy how much it is kind of genetic or based around what you're seeing in your early environment. But no, Mermaid, or who was first, Lola or Mermaid?
Lola was first.
Lola.
Lola.
Oh, I didn't have my hand up. I was just listening and catching up on things.
Oh,
You go ahead, Mermaid.
Okay. So
So
remind me, because like the first point was I have a response for every point. Sergio.
The first one was all guys suck, and I said that the girls
Okay,
actually
no,
suck if they say
absolutely
that.
not. Nope, that's not true. Go to the second.
The second one, strong, independent women.
Well, there's nothing wrong with them. So, and
I was just saying it's a coping mechanism.
no, dude, like no, whatever. Okay.
He's not tall enough.
That's bullshit. That is 100% fucking bullshit.
Women don't say
Okay.
that. You don't ever hear women say that.
You
guys
know
aren't
what?
tall
You
enough?
know what? I've dated tall, short. I've dated men that are shorter than me, same height, taller than me. I'm still gonna rock a 4-inch heel. Don't matter. Like, you know, if
So for
you're
you, it doesn't
short-
matter though.
No, for me, no,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
What about do you think all guys are narcissists and that's why it's hard to date?
No, absolutely not. No,
What about horoscope? Does that ever matter for you?
I will never date a Scorpio. That is true.
That's cope. That's bullshit.
Thank you.
Doesn't
It
matter.
is a cope, but it's not. Because we were
You
okay.
know
So think about
what?
it. Women
You know
trauma
what?
bonds. Women
You know
trauma
what?
bonds.
Okay, listen, Linda. I have my reasons
Y'all
because
all
I'm
just don't like
I'm
Scorpios.
surrounded by them, like all of them. My dad, my sister, my daughter, my like I could name 10 people that I'm surrounded by. They're all Scorpios. Everyone knows Scorpios, dark hearts. Whatever. Moving on. That's the only one.
Next
Whatever.
one
Move on.
was he doesn't make enough money. I know you be complaining about guys' money.
No,
Mermaid.
no. You know what? No, actually, no. That would be where you're wrong because I've made a shit ton of money. I have been the breadwinner. You know, I've been on all sides. Like I was raised probably upper middle class. I've been middle class. I've been fucking dirt poor. I've supported my ex-husband, my daughter's father. Like I supported him because he wanted to surf. Whatever. So you know what? I mean, but now,
Because he
okay,
wanted
money
to
makes
surf.
things. Yeah, because well, whatever. He was a surfer. Whatever. That was his thing. Like, you know, he did his thing. I go, yeah, cool, do that. Because I'm doing something else. I was busy, like, building a business and whatever.
All
I
right.
don't talk about
So everybody jump on Twitter then and add Mermaid because she is a certified sugar mama. Everybody jump on.
No, fuck no. No, that is one thing I will not do.
Okay,
No
well,
way.
I guess she's damaged for being a sugar mama, so she won't do it again.
Whatever.
Next one was the all guys my age are horrible. I know you be dating like young ass dudes and shit because you are a sugar mama.
Well,
so-
now, I mean, I always dated older guys, always. Now I'm just like, ooh, okay, no.
yeah.
No, I prefer like a little younger. Whatever. So I'm not a cougar.
Yeah, sure. You whatever.
No, because I'm not paying for. I don't pay for shit, so I can't be a cougar because I'm not paying for anything.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, yeah.
Number 8 was I have time. I mean, I guess you already have a kid, so you don't have to do the whole I have time thing.
Wait, you know what? I might have time for you, maybe not. Just depends. Okay, continue.
born again virgin. Obviously, you're not a
Oh.
born again virgin.
You know what? Yeah, because I've been around. I'm 196. Why would I like pretend that I'm a virgin? Come on.
Exactly.
Okay, continue
And
on.
then always busy. I don't think that. Yeah,
I'm always busy. Whatever. Okay.
I don't.
I mean,
See,
I'll make time for you.
I don't even know why
Not you.
copes matter for you because no offense, mermaid, but you're just kind of old. Like why? Like you don't have to cope. You're just kind of taking whatever dick comes your way because you're older.
Oh,
like,
that's you know what? That's where you're wrong. That is where you're 100% wrong, bro.
Are
I
you
have no
drunk?
problem. I can no.
You're lying.
I'm not. Oh my god, I sound like this all the time. Ask Captain. Like we talk offline. Like whatever. I sound exactly like this all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, mermaid,
drinking fucking water.
Can you at least add to my list and give me a cope that you hear women say? Like, have you ever heard a woman say something? Why
Oh, I
she's
hear
trying
women
to-
say all of the above. But I'm just saying that.
but not you.
You know.
But not you.
No,
right?
not me. Isn't that what we're supposed to be talking about? Like,
Well, I mean,
our
yeah. If
personal
none of them affect you, yeah, I guess.
Bro, I would never date you. Let's just put it that way. Come on.
Hey, no.
that is
Sergio's
fine.
a great guy. That's nope.
It's okay though.
No, I would
because,
never.
Because
No, I
I'm
fucking no.
okay with that. That's fine. That's perfectly.
I
fine.
know.
I know you got a great girl, Serge.
Yeah. Lola, do you have something you can add to my list? Do you know a cope that women use that they say dating's hard because of XYZ?
Well, dating's hard because some guys think that women, I don't know. I had a lot of issues with your list, dude,
I bet.
because I don't look at that. I agree with Mike. I think personality is a lot of it. I want a guy that has half a brain.
So a guy that's fat with a good personality. You good with that? That's
Oh,
5'5".
yeah,
5'5", fat, good personality. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't know. No, seriously, I'm 4'11". I have a wayward left eye. I can afford to be picky, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, you can.
Now,
You're short.
Yeah, I'm very short. But the thing of it is
You got the genetic lottery then.
yeah, totally short. But the thing of it is if you're going to pinpoint copes, I think men have a lot more copes than women do when it comes to a partnership, a true partnership. And that's someone that you share ideas with, you share common goals with, you share ups, downs, all that good, happy horse shit with. So I do find it a little bit disconcerting, especially, and I don't know how old you are, Sergio, but I am older. I will fully admit that. I'm glad I am, because I don't have to support anybody else anymore in my life unless I choose to.
Wisdom is a good thing.
Yeah. But the thing of it is, why are we looking, women won't date men based on these issues? Bullshit. I don't think that it's a question of money or height, or I do think that common sense and manners have a lot to do with it. I am not inclined to date a guy or go out with a man that has no manners, that treats people rudely. That's a big turnoff for me,
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to personality. And I think just the goodness, common goals is a big one for me.
So Lola, I actually agree with you. Like I say that most women pick exactly based off of what you're talking about. So when we talk about copes, and let me also say, we did an episode, I said this at the very beginning, we did an episode last week on the top 10 copes that men have. So I did hit men before doing this stream tonight. I did one where we did this against men first, because I agree with you. Men are just as fucked up. But the whole point of the copes, it doesn't mean...
What Sergio, what were some of the ones that you came up with. I didn't get to see that episode.
Yeah, I would like to know that too.
Oh yeah, there's
I
a
agree.
bunch. There's like passport bros, which means they like to go
Oh,
and
yeah.
find girls in other countries. Gym
Mhm.
cells, so they only want a girl that goes to the gym. MGTOWs, they're going their own way. Black
Mhm.
pillars, they're just doomers and think all women are bad. Christ pillars, they're like saving themselves for a perfect woman and they're not going to find one. Looks maxers, guys who think that they need to look perfect or they need a girl that looks perfect, like only holds a 10. No, I had a full list of 10 for that, Lola. But the
Okay.
biggest thing I wanted you to understand though is that the cope of a woman, it doesn't mean that this is the truth. A cope is just what you say to make yourself feel better. So like a girl might say, I can't get a guy because he's the wrong horoscope, but it's really something else. It's not that. Or she'll
Yeah.
Well,
be
I
like,
think
I don't have her, you know.
I think the horoscope thing is goofy,
Yep.
but just the way you reacted to Mermaid and her answers was dismissive because, again, and people did it to me when I said I wouldn't mind dating a fat guy. I've dated fat guys,
Well,
you know.
because what women
You are a
say-
rare woman then.
Well, because like what
But
women
that's just
say
it,
and
though.
what they
Men
do.
are even worse.
But,
And the thing of it is guys are more likely, and there have been studies on this, to be chubby chasers because they like that quack, quack, quack. Don't get me going on the psychological studies between, you know, what women and men find attractive in each other, you know,
Lola,
and
I
it's
love that type of
always
stuff. We can talk
changing.
about it.
I don't
I love all
disagree,
those
but it's
studies.
a very suboptimal, like it's not like in the data. It wouldn't even show up on the data, honestly.
I think you have to be attracted to somebody on some level. It
I agree.
doesn't matter if it's physically or mentally,
Yep.
sexually. It could be something that isn't even articulated.
Yeah, and I would say, like I said, these are just copes. So sometimes copes aren't always the actual reason why they're not being with the guy. It's just something that we lie to ourselves about. JG, what's up, bro? Did you have any points to bring up on this? JG Wentworth.
I was thinking the same thing.
Sorry.
Oh, but my boy's busy. Did somebody just request, Captain?
Wait, what did you say?
I saw somebody request, but I couldn't click it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, got it. Sorry, I didn't know how to unmute.
Sergio, I have a question.
Oh yeah,
Well, did you?
go
Go ahead.
Danielle first, and then Apache go after her.
Should we be encouraging the young ladies to do this whole party phase, get it out of my system, or should we be encouraging them to do the opposite, maybe focus on schooling, work, friends, family? Like, I keep hearing women saying they need this phase in life. I never had it, so I don't understand. Why not find a partner young and you can go on vacations together, you can go to bars together, you can go party together, do whatever you want to do together. It's still a memory that's made, right? It's still a good memory made.
1,000%. And like, I think that it's just that sometimes women accidentally choose a shitty guy, and then that girl ends up divorcing or not being with that guy anymore. And then she goes and tells everybody, "Don't do that because I did that and it worked out horrible." It's like, girl, you chose a really bad guy, but not all guys are going to be like that. I agree with you though. You can build all your memories with one guy and be very happy. I think tons of women did it for years.
Yeah, I would agree.
Apache, what's up, bro?
Hey, Beta, what's up?
What's up, my black pill gamma male buddy?
It's actually a Sigma helicopter.
No, you're definitely like a gamma omega male.
No, I'm a Sigma helicopter.
No, you're a gamma omega black pill.
It's called being a Sigma alpha male.
So why are you here for the girls show, bro? You couldn't even accept the 10 copes that guys had last week. Like what are you trying to add to the girls copes when you couldn't even accept the 10 that you used last week?
No. Basically just to just to add on to that point, like, I just really think the whole party when you're young thing is kind of retarded, for lack of a better word. You know, I mean,
Why?
you know, you get around, you get drunk, you do stupid
No,
shit.
not all women do that. Not all women choose to do that.
Excuse me, that's not what I was saying. I'm just saying for people who do that phase, it's just kind of a bunch of wasted time, and oftentimes you just make a bunch of fake friends that way, and you just embarrass yourself. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. You know,
Unless maybe she's super controlled. I just think that most girls aren't going to be able to control themselves well, especially if they're off at college or something like that.
I mean, definitely. I know you were saying I should party more, but I don't think I can do that. You know, I'm just not that type of guy.
Bro, you
know,
just gotta
how-
socialize, man.
Oh, you're also scared of women, but it's different. It's okay. It's okay. We're here for you.
Shut up, Captain Horvich.
What
I'm
was
sorry.
that?
I'm sorry. What did you say to me? This is why women hold themselves back from dating, because of men like you who are black-pilled motherfuckers who don't understand shit in fucking life and want to run around saying, "I got a big dick. I know what I'm doing in life. I am just so fucking awesome." Dude, you're a piece of shit. You're an idiot. You don't understand fucking anything. Anytime we ask you a question, you have to retaliate with a question because you don't understand fucking words. I think you have a comprehension problem. You should take the autistic test. I'm sorry, but you fucking suck. That's why you don't have a girlfriend. And this is why women don't want to talk. You have to say battleship if I'm going too
Come on,
hard.
you don't even know me that well, okay?
I do.
Yeah,
I know
but you gotta
not well.
respect her at least. First
Thank
of
you.
all,
Don't
she's
call
a
me Captain
woman.
Horvich.
Second of all,
Fuck
she's
off.
a co-host. You gotta at least respect
I'm
that.
a B-ho. Yeah.
Apache's just sometimes Apache is just doing stuff for clicks. Y'all gotta understand he's the #1 Hunter Avalon attacker. He's very good at coming on streams and disrupting. That's what he does for a living.
Look,
He's very
look.
good at his
Can I just say something, Sergio? If I because
No, he can't. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, next person. JD has been up for a while.
It's
No,
okay.
shut
It's
the fuck
okay,
up. You just want to interrupt people. I
Well,
don't
it's a
care.
damn good thing I'm
JD,
not a
it's
co-host
JD's
right now.
JD's turn. It's JD's turn. Shut up, Apache. It's JD's turn. Thank you.
Captain, hold on. I know Apache well. Just let him talk really quick, and then JG go right after. Apache,
I
be
was
quick.
just
Really
saying I'm
quick.
not.
He's as quick as he is in bed. Come on.
Shut
Real
up.
fast.
What I was gonna say is, I mean, I'm not here to intentionally troll. Like, you've seen me actually troll people. It's not that. I'm not like recording this for YouTube or anything. You know, I'm not. I'm just here to talk. That's all. Don't be too hostile to me. Come in peace. You're not Hunter Avalon, but I'm with the way you've been acting. I might think you're Hunter Avalon by accident. You know, it's like the way the aliens vision kind of works sometimes. Like they think you're something you're not. I forget. Anyways, you know,
Okay,
thank you.
well, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Just yeah, stop being so fucking.
I mean, success speaks for itself. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. JG, you go ahead, bro.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's
That kind of like ethered him. So yeah, I just been listening, and then I just been listening to the whole conversation. Sergio, I didn't know you had one about the 10 cope for men. I would definitely wanted to hear that too as well. But I think that a lot of times that, you know, the stuff you was going on for women, I think a lot of times it's a lot of finger pointing. I told you, like, we need to get back to understanding that we both need each other. And at the moment that we realize that, then we'll be better off. You have every time someone brings up a cope for women, they say, what about the men? Men bring up the cope about men. They say, what about the women? I just think it's a whole bunch of finger pointing, a whole bunch of excuses, a whole bunch of drama, and it's leading to real nothing. And the moment we get back to understanding we're better with each other than without each other, which we are, because we're all trying to find somebody. You know, I have somebody I'm really happy with.
Amen.
I'm really happy. I was out in the streets for a long time doing what I wanted. And I got the girls that I wanted. I got to do the things that I wanted to do with them. And I've never been happier than I am right now with my one girl and my family. So I just think that you have to come to a point in life where you have to understand what's important.
Yeah, stop coping. You know, at the end of the day, like, stop. Everybody has to stop coping and realize that every time you're making one of these copes as a guy or a woman, all you're doing is you're just making it to where where you're just making an excuse. It's just the ultimate excuse of why you can't have what you truly want. And just stop making excuses. Like, everybody needs to stop making excuses and just go get what you want. Tired, what's up? Did you want to say something?
Oh, I had an invite to speak, but I just wanted to listen for a little bit just to make sure I was all up on what was being spoken about.
Tired,
But
give me one way that you cope of why dating's hard, because I know you're single. So, like, why are you single? Like why? What's the reason?
because I prefer to eat men.
Man, give me a good one other than your typical cannibalism.
Listen, it's fun. Okay, I guess my cope is I just have a lot going on with my family and stuff, and I need to focus on that
Always
before
busy.
anything
That was
else.
that was number 10 on the list. Always busy. Yeah.
Couldn't somebody help you with that? Take that load off your
No.
shoulders?
No, nobody needs to deal with the things I deal with.
She's young, Danielle, so she kind of might, she's the oldest of her family too. So you know how oldest
Okay.
child syndrome kind of has a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I really think that always busy is one of the most popular copes that the girls use, because some of them truly are too busy to devote themselves. Like, I mean, truly devote themselves to a relationship. And you know about the devotion aspect of it.
Yeah. I understand. She's got time though, right?
Yeah.
If she's that young, yeah. She'll learn through experience and wisdom.
No, I'm 84.
You're not 84. You don't sound 84, please.
She's just trolling because she's in our group.
I know. She's funny. I was laughing while my mic was off. She's funny.
Danielle, like, you've been a part of the YouTube family for so long. I need to add you to the Twitter group, because we have a really big Twitter group, and there's lots of girls in there too, so you'd like it. But yeah, you'll be able to see there's a lot of girls from our local family.
Yeah, add me.
Yeah. Usually we vote on it, but I'll make sure they all vote yes for you.
Okay, thanks, Serge.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I got you.
Was there anybody else? If not, I'll probably end up ending the stream if there's not anybody else, or anybody else wants to say something.
Boo.
Of course, Apache. What, you want to talk shit?
Happy talking again. Mm.
Going on the treadmill now.
I'm actually happy you're on the treadmill, you fat ass. Good job.
I'm not a fat ass.
One step closer to
Oh,
white
I do
pill,
200
bro.
sit-ups a day. I'm not a fat ass.
You keep sending it in,
That's the
dude. It's
word.
not fucking.
Okay, well, you're one step closer to the white pill, buddy.
Apache, are you like former military or something, or what?
No.
Now,
Wanna be
yeah, I
going
figured.
into
The name gave it away. That's why I had to ask. The name gave it away.
No, he was
Good
a
for you.
Wanna be
He was
military.
a Grand Theft Auto fucking character, and his name was Apache in there.
I might be going into it at this rate, though.
Good for you, bro.
I'm sad your Grand Theft Auto career didn't launch off, Apache. Lola, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I think JG had the right take on all of it. You know, the finger pointing, the whataboutisms that point, you know, to the other sex or the other person. You know, it sounds like, listening to his short story, that he got his wild oats out and he found what made him happy. And I think that's important for anybody. You know, a partner isn't going to be perfect 100% of the time. And it's what you're willing to accept and, you know, say, okay, let's move on from here. But it was to my point too, that you got to find someone that has that common ground with you and accepts you for who you are, and not what they think, you know, like, oh, well, you're a Sagittarius. I think that's the lamest reason not to date somebody. But I think JG was on the right track.
But that argument sounds to me like men and women are the same. We're like interchangeable widgets. We're different. We seek different things, and our standards are different. I don't believe women should be at a young age going and drinking and partying and doing all these things. It's just not good for their mentality. And it catches up later in life, right?
The thing of it is anyone who's drinking and partying, whether they're a man or a woman, it's not good for them.
I don't disagree.
I
don't
most of my
disagree, Lola. But
partying in my 40s. My
My
40s.
issue, though, is we shouldn't be encouraging it at all for anybody. I would agree with you on that. Absolutely.
Okay,
It
so we
seems
have
like
common ground there.
this youth,
to
the
say
younger
young women-
generation's so lost. They're so lost. And
Who's encouraging them, though? Is it
Social
society
media?
at large?
It's the
social media.
It's the maidens, which is the older women that are not telling the younger women to stop doing the bullshit. Like it's if the older
Oh, no,
women
no, no,
tell
no,
the
no.
younger
Don't,
But
women-
don't
Sergio,
do
you
it
could say
by
the same of
age.
older men, right?
Huh?
Older men need to be guiding younger men,
yeah,
and
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 older
I
men.
see a lack in that
Yeah,
too.
and older
Do
men
you see a
tell
lack in
younger
that
guys
too?
to go fuck whatever they can when they can. Yeah, that is a thing that isn't true, correct?
I don't tell guys to go do that.
No,
Well, that's
but I
just
don't
it, though.
disagree.
But in
There's
the
a
same
culture that
respect,
supports that.
older women aren't going and telling younger women to go out and party and have their good time.
There are older
That's
women
not
saying that.
happening
Yes, it
either.
is.
Nor
There's-
should
yes,
we
there is.
be telling our daughters, not to do something because, oh, you're a girl, you're a lady. You
Yes,
need
but
to act
but
this way.
boys and girls are raised differently. You cannot raise a boy and a girl the same. They need different guidance, different discipline from the mother and the father. They're
Then
not
how do you
like
feel?
that's. It seems like your argument's coming from that we're the same, that we can do everything the same, be the same. Girls are held to a higher
Why
standard. It
can't we?
sucks, Lola. I don't like it either. Look, I'm
Why
with you on
can't we
this
be? I mean,
because we're not men.
I don't get it. All my kids are successful, both the girls and
you
my
were an
son.
amazing mother. You were an amazing mother. But do you think all mothers out there are amazing like you that have successful children that raised them correctly? You're in the minority, ma'am. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you look around at the world right now, you're a minority. You were a great parent. You did what you were supposed to do for your children, by the good of your children, correct?
Okay, so these kids that are raising their children that are happy, healthy, adjusted, they're not going out partying, having a good time, knocking up their partners. Oh, well, let's not even go there.
I would say
because
it's
now
less
it's not a
likely.
choice, right?
I would say it's less likely. It's
You know?
less likely.
It's
It's not impossible. I agree with you. I mean,
when my son married,
I've grown
was
up
funny.
religious. I've seen it firsthand. Girls, boys grown up in the church, by the church, and oh my gosh, by the time they get 18, they're so lost. But they had that fundamental, maybe more conservative, quote unquote, religious background. But once they get 18,
sex was bad.
yeah, and I have a big problem with that within Christianity. This is why I am a Christian, and I gladly, happily say that, but not out in the open, because there's this, the minute that you admit this, there is a stereotype that goes with it. Just like you just said, Lola. I mean, I was raised in a church that said exactly that. Like, sex is bad. No, sex is not bad. If you're within a serious relation, a marriage, whatever you want to define your relationship, okay? Sex is healthy between the two of you. Great sex is healthy. Hell, I think every man and woman on this live could admit that. Like, that's a good glue and foundation to a good marriage or relationship, right? But unfortunately, especially the Catholic Church, I realized, pushed this really negative stereotype on sex and sex in general. So what happens is one of two things. Girls are scared to death of it and never want to do it, or the complete opposite happens. They're very promiscuous, possibly at a young age. And then they damage themselves, and then there's no coming back from it. And I do blame the church from that. Absolutely. What
is the damage, though? What damage are you talking about?
In regards to which one? A woman having sex? A young lady having
girls
sex?
having sex. You said
okay.
They damage themselves.
They do, because we have the stats, the data, that anything over a 5 body count within the confines of marriage, the
Okay, I'm
happiness
gonna
drops
stop
from
right there. I'm out.
80 to 20%. Like, the data and stats are there. Whether women want to admit that or not, that's on you as a woman. Okay. And I can tell you, look, I'm a woman that has a higher body count than 5. It's under 10.
bullshit.
So
That's
you
bullshit.
can't,
That
like,
is
I'm not
TMI
biased
crap.
in this. Okay. But I am going to encourage my daughter to wait till marriage. She might not. Hey, and I know she lives in a society that is oozing social media, sex, you're a sexual object, and the same for men. Like, I mean, it's not much different, but I'm going to hold my son to a different standard than I'm going to hold my daughter, because society holds them that way.
Society's sexist, not us.
And it might be wrong. I mean, hell, okay, we can admit it's wrong, but what is fact versus fiction? I mean, we all have to accept reality, whether
What
we
you
like it or
just
not.
said is not fact, and you know it.
There's stats and data to prove this.
Yeah,
you can go research it and find out for
really
yourself.
bad.
I'm a
I'll go
psychologist.
directly to the Epic Times and pull that up, and I'll tell you it's bullshit.
Well, body
Okay,
count
where is your data and stats that prove otherwise? Because then you are affirming a position saying that it's incorrect, which it's not. We have so much literature on this. Now, I will admit this. There is a bias in it in that it was done 10 to 15 years ago. I will give you that. Which at that time, what was the 60s? Sexual revolution was popping off. Birth control was popping off. So I think we need to revisit and redo a lot of this data. I would agree with you. There's the bias in it right there, because kids today, young adults today, are not what they were back then, right? We can all agree upon that. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice if, we actually had psychologists or sociologists or whoever studies these things indefinitely do and put in the work, so we actually have true and accurate information to go off of. Because if we don't have true and accurate information to go off of, then what do we have? We just have guesses. We have, opinions, estimates, right? None of it's factual. None of it's concrete.
There's updated data on the Rational Male with Michael Saltine. He did an updated data. Did an updated data and statistics for the last 5 years, and it showed that you were right. That it was showing how it damages women, it damages relationship, it damages marriage, to be able to keep a long-lasting marriage. And it was showing that the stats of when women are promiscuous versus men. They said men, it had barely any concrete evidence at all. They couldn't really prove. But
Until
women,
it gets in like the 50s, right?
No. They did updated data from 2022.
No. I mean, like the guys. It doesn't affect them until they're getting in the 40, 50 range, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't damage us as much, and it shows that the women, it damaged them where they couldn't have long-term relationship, and it showed it was about 200%. It damaged them that much.
I believe it. Sex is emotional for women. At least women that don't have super high body counts. You can determine yourself what you believe that individually, but we see it. I mean, and if we want to change this newer generation, and I think we're all probably parents. If not, we probably would be one day. We want to help the youth and give them all the information we can to empower them to make better choices and decisions. That's all I'm saying. So if the stats, the data, the things aren't there for us to consume and understand, then interpret that and try to pass it on to the next generation, they're going to be worse off than we are.
And we get nowhere, Lola, whenever we just point the finger. Like, whenever we say this type of stuff, like, women need to stop sleeping around, like, saying, well, what about the men? It doesn't do anything. We already know the men shouldn't either. We say the both. What
about the men, though?
Yeah, what about the men, though?
The thing of it is why is a person's or a partner's body count, and this is going to the psychology, important to a prospective partner?
We just explained it.
I've waited for a long time. Listen, I put the receipts all the way. And can somebody mute their mic? There's echo back.
Yeah, it's Danielle, if you can mute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're great. I like you a lot, actually. High five to you. Nah, but so you look up in the nest, it'll flat out tell you, and this isn't one study, and this is science guides. This is from medicine, right? Medical journals that flat out tell you that it rewires your brain neurologically the more promiscuous you are. And especially if you do that in something at a time like adolescence, when you're already trying to find your hard wiring, right? Like you haven't landed your neurological network yet, so it's still moving. And so now that movement is forever altered. And it has a lot to do with body count, and it does have to do with the emotional state. I mean, listen, for somebody to sit there and pretend it doesn't have body count means to tell me that they didn't fucking mean a thing to every person they ever slept with. Because don't tell me that sleeping with them did not fucking impact you. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 45 years old. I know what has happened in my sex life and how it's infected me as I've grown older. So it's redundantly, I don't know, Okay, I just don't understand it because it's not reality. Okay, and if you're a grown up and you've been in reality, then you know these things. So that's one. Two, no, we're not the same. We can't have the same. We can't do the same. And it's a lot of that same. The way we vaguely say, "Oh, everybody just equal, the same. Men and women do exactly whatever." You know what? That's how we got these fucking trans people going around with like 7-foot men, 5 o'clock beards, in dresses in little girls' changing rooms. Okay, just because of that nonsense that we keep perpetuating without looking at the nuance of the situation. Yes, we can equally do all kinds of cool shit. That's fan-fucking-tastic. Bet I could dig a fucking deeper ditch than you. Bet you could probably apply more Band-Aids than me. I don't know. They're probably by nature. So it's like, all I'm saying is if we just admit these things and move the fuck on and let men be good at what men do and let women be good at what fucking women do and stop trying to pretend like it's samesies, then maybe we'll get farther. Maybe our kids won't be as fucked up. Maybe they won't be out there pretending they know a gender and rolling the dice on fucking whatever, right? Think about that. You used to have to worry about your kid fucking somebody like, oh man, dude, don't, you know what? Stay away from that girl. You know what? Stay away from that boy. Now you got to be like, fuck, stay away from that whole group of degenerates. You got one in a goddamn furry costume running around sniffing another one's ass. So like, I mean, I don't want my fucking kids going through that, dude. It was hard enough growing up trying to figure out who we are, what we're doing with our life, and all this bullshit we got going on with the women, with the gender fucking weirdness, with nobody admitting that we're fucking different. Men and women are different, period. With nobody admitting that shit, dude, we're burning down the fucking world and we're not even thinking twice.
Dude, amen, chicken. Good job.
Hey, I posted it in the nest, the Michael Sartain thing. It was showing one of them. I'm trying to find the other one about her women with less or more body count before marriage. And I'm trying to find the other one. But it actually shows the data. He speaks to the data and everything, how it shows how it affects women and makes them actually more promiscuous and not unable to be faithful in marriages, actually.
I love Michael Sartain, bro. He's so good at gathering the data when it comes to all this type of stuff too. I didn't even know that there was that they did an episode on good stats to prove the difference between men and women too. That's awesome.
Yep, and it's 2021. 2021 updated stuff. So it shows that it damages women way more than men.
That's crazy. I need to check that out. What's up, Apache? Yeah. Was somebody else up here, Captain? I couldn't even see that chicken had a mic. Was there somebody else that has a mic that I can't see?
I think
Hello,
Chicken.
guys. Wait, were you guys just talking about me?
No, we weren't, Apache.
Hi.
We're talking about women. If you're a woman, then yeah, we're talking about you. But that's it.
I think Chicken has a talk, Sergio.
Oh no, he just...
What, huh? No, I said
Oh,
something.
okay.
That was me. Yeah, I was
Oh,
at
okay.
one on that rant.
Oh my God, Sergio! I just realized you changed your name to Spurgio. What the fuck?
Yeah, so Andrew Wilson's fucking people, the Crucible family, they love me so much they renamed me, you know?
I bet they do.
Yeah.
They're harsh over there, aren't they?
I heard when he did that.
Hey,
No,
I
dude,
love
heard
Andrew.
when
I
he
have
did that.
Rachel's book sitting right beside me, so I love him over there. But
No, listen, he was like, quit spurging. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
He does it to everybody, though. It does, even if you're not spurging hard, he'll still say that the person's spurging. He's just like,
it's a debate tactic.
Yeah, it's a debate. I've heard him. I've seen him do it to multiple people, and it was like that person wasn't even spurging. Like he's just making them feel like they're a spurg.
Usually he's the one, but let's go.
Exactly.
No, yeah, he's putting
That's
him on
why
the defensive.
You have to say it.
He's
first
the
to him.
ultimate troll.
Yeah, you got to say it to him first. If you call him a spurg first, then you got the jab in first on the abs.
Yep.
Lola, do you have any other pushback on the body count thing, or do you trust our stats?
Nope.
She needs to go
Still
do the
gonna hold
research
still.
until now.
The thing of it is that no, I don't have to do the research.
Are you married?
You know, I'm no, not anymore. He liked his girlfriend. I didn't. Which is another thing that
Hey,
men
I don't
tend to
blame
be
you.
more
listen, you should never
unfaithful
expect
than women
infidelity.
in a
You
marriage.
should never expect that. You should never expect that. No.
No, because humans are not monogamous. Come on,
No,
and that is a
no,
fact.
no, no,
We
no, no, no,
weren't
no, no.
built to be
Men are not.
monogamous.
Women aren't. No.
Yeah, men are
Well,
more
here's the
likely to
thing. No,
cheat
here's
than
the thing.
women.
I agree.
Here's the thing.
Well, no,
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
agree
Well, let
because
me
I
say
just
this.
saw a study about this that women
No,
cheat
hold on.
more. Go
No,
ahead.
hold on. Bottom line. Here's the brass tacks of it. Monogamy is by choice. It's
I
by our
agree.
decision.
It is by
And that
choice,
is 100%.
exactly.
It doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter the gender, right? I mean, if you want to talk interpersonal dynamics between men and women, especially on a married level, you can talk about all the sexless marriages out there. You can talk about these things, and that might not be something people want to talk about as a good reason. And I'm not saying it is. I'm saying you should work it out. You and God and your wife ought to sit down and figure that shit out. But what I am saying is I am saying that's an inevitable outcome. And it even says so in scripture. It warns about that. You guys better take care of each other lest your lust fuck you up. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but you get the drift. So it's like, that's a deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so, yeah, men cheat, and then men had access for the longest time, but now women have access. And what we're talking about is ease of use, right? There's a reason why the whole world used Windows and nobody used Linux. You know what I'm saying? Because Linux takes a little bit of studying and complication to use. Windows is click, easy use, man. Turn that motherfucker on and it's ready to go. That's the difference between men and women getting sex. You get that, right? Women can go out and get sex just by being there. Men have to actually, click a few buttons, you know what I mean? Put a little code in between, shit like that. So it's like, it's not the same thing. When women don't want to be monogamous, when women want to rack up their body count, they can go hit that motherfucker like a pinball. You feel me? We're throwing darts at balloons. So there is a differential in that has to be recognized also. That's a reality. And I mean, these are things you have to adjust for in your metrics. When people start talking same, it's not same fucking same. And I can't stand it because that's a false conflation built around a framework that is a lie in order to perpetuate a belief system built on what you want to feel. So
And
I can't
the
handle
cause of
that.
it's feminism. Feminism is the cause of it that told women that we can be interchangeable widgets. Like, I mean, anybody go get Rachel Wilson's book. It talks all about this, occult feminism. That was the start of it. It's still going on today. We live in a gynocentric society, not a patriarchy like women purport that we live in. No, we do not. Women run a lot of things just because of sexual access.
Yeah, I dare say it's a matriarchy, especially with the amount of simps we have today.
I would agree.
You got enough fucking. I appreciate that. You have enough simp soldiers out there to go around and try. Luckily, they're fucking sissy boys, most of them, so we can take 3 of them for every one of us. But nonetheless, they out there and they'll be them little soldiers. They will jump on that train and do what Madam whoever so and so. As soon as she pull out a nipple, they're gonna cut a flip and kill a man. So it's like we can't run society like that.
And it might not be a matriarchy on a macro scale, like in the government, but I would argue that it's a true matriarchy in a lot of families in America. Personally, in my Hispanic families, hardcore matriarchies because my grandfathers died early, like before I was even born in both my families. So it was just like the grandmothers were everything. And it was just mostly women control. So I think that there's a lot of matriarchies in families, and that is just another influence of gynocentrism. It's actually Danielle. I wanted to ask you actually, what do you think about romantic chivalry? I wanted to have a talk with Rachel about this, but like what do you think about
Before
love?
you jump to that, let me bounce this. Hold on. Before you jump to that,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I believe you could have a better case for it being a matriarchy built around the fact that we build a lot of laws around protecting women, and then protecting children would be next. And so because they do a lot of their framework around building all the laws that structure men to behave, sit down, and shut up, that is a matriarchal enabled by force, even if it's just by the vote.
Yeah, yep, for sure. But yeah, Danielle, what do you think about that?
What specifically about it, Serge?
I've been following this guy here on Twitter named Peter Wright. He runs the gynocentrism.com blog. And he talks a lot about, where gynocentrism, because gynocentrism in itself is like, it causes simping, it causes romantic chivalry. Like it comes from, like the root of it comes from romantic show, like romance, romance novels, and it all comes from this idea of love. And guys see love, like guys can have like one-itis where they like think that a woman's the one person that they can be with their whole life and stuff like that. Like, and all those things to me, I think it's like an animal thing, but they hack it and they use Disney and these stories to try to make it seem like romantic love is this real thing, but I don't think it's real. Like, I think it's just like oxytocin in your brain and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that you should love your girl. Like, you know how you're supposed to love your man by showing him respect, and then like like a man would show love to his woman, and I would say that would be through devotion and money, energy, attention, and time. So I'm not saying like to avoid those things, but I'm saying like that emotional thing that we hear about in Romeo and Juliet and all this bullshit. Like, I don't think it's real. And on the Gynocentrism website, he shows that it started about 1,000 years ago. Was like when one of the first, he was like a knight was like writing about it, trying to say that he was trying to woo a girl to love him.
I would say it's let me think, because you said a lot there.
Yeah, I know it's a really complicated thing to kind of talk about because it's so metaphysical. Like, love is like it's so hard. But
Unconditional versus condition. Unconditional versus condition.
The easiest
That's
way
what
to
I
put
would
it
say.
is like the Greeks had 3 words for love. They had like the family love, the love for like everything, and then they had like the romantic love.
And I would agree with that.
And like, so the romantic love is what I'm saying. I think it's fucking bullshit. I don't believe in it. Like,
And you believe that is what's produced the simping and
yes, because the guys think that they need to do all that stuff because it's
But-
romance and it's chivalry. And,
Sergio, I mean, you're romantic with your girl. I'm sure you buy her flowers, take her out to dinner. Is
yeah,
that
but
you
it's just a
simping?
physical
Like,
act,
no.
though. It's not. There's nothing deeper.
But
than
just
that.
okay, but Sergio, does she appreciate?
Well,
Does she
here's the thing, I
appreciate
would-
and love you for it though? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
she
That's
shows me respect.
I would
because
say,
women show love
hold
through
on.
respect, so she respects.
But there's a difference. But there's a
and
difference,
that's what.
right?
And as a man, isn't that what you're looking for from a woman? So that
No,
is,
but
in
there's
a
a
sense, a
Respect is a form of love to me for sure. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
my love to her, because that's
Sergio,
because the Bible says just
you're
pure
not
love.
you're not simping when it's your real woman.
No.
And that's what I would say to you, Danielle, is like, it's simping when some stupid motherfucker is giving some OnlyFans girl
Absolutely.
whatever, and he ain't never gonna get it, he ain't never gonna talk to it, you know what I mean? So that's a simp, right? On every level, hands down. But that I do want to challenge on the red pill thought process on simp, because when it's your woman, right, you buy her ass some flowers, dummy. You know what I'm saying? You tell her how pretty she is. Get her a fucking piece of jewelry. If you're like 5 years, get her a fucking piece of jewelry, jackass. I mean, like, these are the things, that need to be understood, because like, that's not simping, man. That's pimping.
Yeah, no.
And you're doing it for the long haul.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how you show love to your girl, is through your money, energy, attention, and time, devotion. That's like what I always say. Like, that's how you show love back to them. But that's not an emotion. Like, that's not like, which is what love is kind of said to be like this like romantic thing, like this.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it because it's not real.
I wanted to say, so I noticed another thing that kind of popped up recently with kind of like left-wing circles. It's this idea of like 50-50 in a relationship, you must have heard of it, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, for one, it's just all homosexual propaganda, but more importantly, or less importantly, I just think it's just this whole idea that, it basically says that men and women have no differences, or at least that's what it implies, because, it implies that, it should be normal for both the man and woman to make equal amounts of money or whatever. Like, it kind of, and more rigidly. Now they're just checking off boxes and numbers.
You're rubber banding.
Rubber banding, Apache.
Oh.
Yeah, you sound real robot.
Leftist take on relationships. That was made by
All right, Domo arigato, bro. Chill.
Yeah, we can't hear shit you said.
You're on sound they're speaking
Apache, I still can't hear you. You should just stop talking until your
Sounds like a robot.
connection's better.
Dude, it's so bad. You know,
He's
I
running
hate
hard on that treadmill, Serge.
I know, I'm having
I know.
You know, I hate that 50-50 shit. One of the best things I heard about that is it's never 50-50.
It never
It's
works
100.
either.
Well, it's 100-100. Like, and
Exactly.
it don't look at it as what they have versus what you have, what you're getting versus what they're getting. It's what can you give versus what can they give in the sense of them whole self. That's
And
what
not
the
only
100
that,
is.
what the other person wants out of that other person. It's not just giving,
Well,
right? It's what that
no,
other
it's
person wants.
yeah, absolutely. It's meeting the needs though, but that's why you choose, right? It's a reciprocal. But that's where their 100% comes in because you give your 100% to them, let them give their 100% to you. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work. And there are days you're gonna have to carry each other, right? There are days your partner's at about 40%. There's days you're at fucking 90. You got to carry that. You got to carry that weight, man. You know, and you got to do that because you love them. And it really, man, it's about that. And again, you know, I take it back to scripture when he says two make one. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? A three-stranded rope can't be broke. So that means each one's its own strand, but gets put together and given to the other to combine its strength to form a rope. And rope make what you can haul and carry and tote with. And life will make you do that shit. So like that's why it's like that. I hate that 50-50. That means everybody got half their weight. It's like half their ass somewhere else, half their ass in the game. And that's garbage, man. Get on it.
It's really crazy that we even have people that don't understand that they have to put in a lot of effort once they're in the relationship. I think that there's a new individual. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Like you know, this group always talks about like the Hegelian dialectic and all the bullshit. It's just like people are really, really, really distracted with the individuality bullshit, like being obsessed with themselves, that they can't even think about devoting that much to other people. I feel like there's a giant gap between the people that focus on themselves and the people that like really focus on a relationship, like fully devote themselves to their partner. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like anytime I'm single, it's super easy to find the type of person that wants something serious, you know, because
no, that self-love shit's toxic, man.
Yeah.
Sergio, that shit's toxic. It destroys the foundation of giving yourself to the one you love. There's such a power in that, right? And a vulnerability and a reality in that. That's what sets it apart. That's what makes things real. Otherwise, you're kind of a coward. You know, you're hiding behind it. You can't get trust without giving trust. You can't get these things. You can't give without, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's important to me, dude. I don't see it any other way.
No, for sure. Was there anybody else, or should Captain, or should I end my stream soon?
Yo,
Was there
what
a
up?
person?
Yo, what up, Jay? Long time no see, bro.
Yeah, you got two hands up, but let's go ahead. I think JG was first, and then Caleb was next.
Yeah, I can't see hands, guys. So somebody help me out there.
I got you covered. JG's on tap. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just saying that I think a lot of times is when we get presented with facts, and I see Lola, when we get presented with these facts, I think you have to be able to understand that, you know, we have to be able to embrace our differences as well as our stuff that we're the same. So a lot of times people like to say, well, men want to be promiscuous, but want to do that. No, that's not all men. There are some men who want to be in committed relationships. They want to be with one person. They want to be in relationships. They want to be people. There are men that exist like that. Just like there are women who want to be with one person, want to be in one relationship, want to be in situations. But the majority of men that have the ability to be able to be promiscuous and do things, they tend to want to be around. That is how majority of men want to move. Now, there are a lot of men who want to be like that, but they don't fall in those categories. So a lot of times you have to get in when you fit in. And I think that a lot of men that are with, you know, you brought up chubby chasers. I think those are men who can't get the women that they want. If you give a guy $1 million and give him $1 million and he has all this wealth and he has this thing, I don't think he's going to be with chubby chicks. I think he'll be with fit chicks and shape chicks. That's just who men are attracted to. We want to be in shape. A woman wants the guy to be in shape. That's just the way we are. I don't think there's anything funny about that. I think it's just the truth. When you're with somebody, a lot of times, I can speak for myself. There's times when I haven't been nice to women. I haven't been nice to women. I haven't been, but I was still able to get sex because why? They wanted something that they was attracted to. And I leveraged that to get what I want. And certain women leverage that to get what they want because they're attractive, and guys were jumping over them and tripping over themselves just to be with them. It's happened. I just think that we just have to be realistic. It's a side of life that we don't like. It's a side of truth that we don't like, but it is something that happens. There are reasons why men are able to sleep with women and not commit to them, and there are women are able to sleep with certain men and not commit to them. It happens on both ends of the spectrum.
1000%, dude. No, who is next, Chicken?
I just want to roll it back. I heard you guys talking about like this whole simp bullshit that's going on in the feminist movement, all that crap. It blows my mind because I try to make it a point to talk to. I see you down there, Zoner Mike. Yeah, no one cares, bro. Like I was saying, I make it a point to at least talk, to go up to a girl once a day when I'm out, right? And I get this response a lot, and it blows my mind. And it never used to be this way. A lot of times, and I think it's also with just both the young and the mid-age crowd. I don't think the age really matters, but I hear them talk about, oh, I'm not looking for anything. I'm in this mode of self-improvement, self-care, blah 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 blah. I'm like, what? So how do you even like propose to you? I never asked you out on a date. I just said, hey, you want to go hang out sometime? Like, I'm sure if I just went up to him and be like, hey, do you want to fuck? Then there would just be a whole different response, right? But it's like, I didn't even fucking propose to you. Look, I'm not asking for a commitment or anything. I'm just complimenting you because I think you're attractive. I'd like to hang out and take it from there. But then they always have to come up with an excuse, and it blows my mind.
Not a whole lot to blow there. Come on. You're going up to chicks at random and, trying to strike up a conversation. That's creepy.
That's not
There's
creepy.
nothing wrong with that. That's how it's been historically throughout all of
If
time.
more guys
That's
had
how
the
it's
balls
been
to do it.
historically. Like,
No. Yeah, that's how else do you expect to meet somebody if you don't
exactly.
go and talk to them? You're just gonna wait for destiny to let it happen at the grocery store.
Caleb, to be
You're gonna
fair,
bump
the
into each
woman
other or
used to
something,
drop the handkerchief, right? Like the woman used to drop the handkerchief back in the day to kind of signal, hey, I have an interest in you. And women don't have that mechanism anymore, right? Like, what could we compare that to modernly?
Spirgo was
We
just
do,
making a
but the
point.
thing of it is women don't want to be accosted by some random.
That is
Yeah, but that's the nature
wild.
of
You
the
use these
No,
words that are
Danielle,
such an
no,
offense.
Danielle.
Like,
Get over it.
no,
You're
no.
okay.
Lola, Spirgo was making a good point earlier about Disney trying to falsify the illusion that you're always gonna there's that intrinsic love that just that feeling that you're gonna get when you connect with somebody, right? And like that's always gonna happen, which is unrealistic, but it can happen. But I've asked a lot of people, and true love, like actual like falling in love, is not something a lot of people understand. They know that they've loved somebody, but truly been in love with somebody is a whole nother story. So
It
if
takes
you want
duty
to
and
meet
sacrifice.
somebody and start a relationship, start building a friendship, you have to go and talk to them, or else you're just going to be waiting for life to present you with an opportunity if you don't take the bull by the horns.
Exactly. Women don't approach men generally. I mean, they're
That
more
too,
bold
yeah.
today. They're more bold today because they have to be. Because men have been put in this really bad predicament where they're scared to walk up to women because of Me Too. Because of, like they're, and it could be a guy that's a complete and honest gentleman. Because I've had men walk up to me that were completely kind and nice. And when I did kindly refuse them, they thanked me and said, have a good day. And they walked away. Like these men do exist. They do exist.
It's because of those responses that you just made, Lola. Calling that action creepy, weird, whatever you want. That's the reason why a lot of guys aren't going to give out that attention. You're bringing all this negativity to the world around you just because you don't want to be bothered. Oh my God, you don't want to be hit on by a guy every day. Well, sorry, maybe you should start taking it as a compliment. If
Well,
a guy
I
is
would
willing
have
enough
to.
to
I'd
come up
have
to
to
you,
question Caleb. How is she dressing and such? Because I can tell you this: me as a woman, I'm 34. I dress very conservatively, and I can tell you that I am approached by more men because of this than the reverse. And they are more respectful men. You see what I'm saying? Than going out and having it all show. And you're gonna attract a certain caliber of men when you dress that way. And I know women want to be like, you can't control me. Hey, I want to dress how I want. But well, there's consequences to those actions. Also, in addition to that, there's consequences to the way that you're being perceived in the world. If you've got
100%.
this like disgruntled face and you seem standoffish, how do you think anybody, male or woman's, going to approach you? They're not going to. They're just going to avoid it because most people want a positive experience throughout their day. They don't want a negative one.
And it all goes back to positive energy attracts positive energy, negative energy repels. It's just, it's again, it's science. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Oh yeah. Nafi, I can't bring you up, bro. It's not popping up for me. Captain will have to do it, but I don't know if she's here right now. Captain, if you can bring Nafi up. Does somebody else have their hands up?
They were having issues with that earlier. If you drop down and then have Captain bring you back up as co-host, it should reset the
I'm
bug.
scared. I'm scared she's not here, so I don't want to do
Oh,
it
okay.
because she might not be here right now. She might be busy for a second. But no, was somebody else's hand up? I can't see it. If so,
No, not that I've seen so far.
oh man.
No, I don't see any other hands.
But Danielle, you sound like a very sweet girl, and yeah, like you said, I love it. I am okay when a woman's like, hey, really kind and was like, can take that compliment and say, hey, I appreciate you coming up to me, but I do have somebody where I'm just not interested, and yeah, but then a lot of these girls come up with these excuses, and I'm like, it's I'm just like, I'm not asking you out on a date or trying to get super serious here. I'm just like, I mean, what could it hurt? I mean, take a little bit of time. I asked them, I'm like, are you a lesbian? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. So am I not cute or something? Like, I really start to
I
dig
appreciate the compliment. That's very kind of you.
Yeah. That was, and you're right.
I used to.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chicken. What's up?
No, you're good. Well, it's just opportunity to crack a joke. I used to run around saying I was a lesbian trapped in a man's body, but then all this trans shit started happening, and then somebody was going to refer me to the doctor. So I just was like, I had to give that shit up.
It was a good one until you couldn't do it anymore.
No, dude. I used to say I was black from the belly button down too, and then fuck, now it's
Oh, my
transracial.
Lord.
You can't do none of that shit.
I used to do that all the time. Like, I was actually in jail at one point, and it would get rowdy in there, and then the guys would crack gay jokes and shit. I was like, well, you can't call me gay, and they were like, why? And I was like, because I'm a lesbian. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm so straight that I only like women, so I'm a lesbian. Good old days.
I can't see who's talking right now. Is that you, Caleb, that's talking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never met you before, man. Have you came in our spaces before?
No, I've seen you because I've been following Jay for a while. I blew up my other account, so I'm, building this one back up.
Oh no, it was dope to see you, in these spaces, man. We got a group, like you should try to join it sometime or join up some more. Like add me if you can. I'll add you back after this is all over.
All right, man. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely.
Always trying to find more base dudes on here.
There's so many base guys in this. It gives me hope.
No, Twitter's the shit, Danielle. That's why I've been over here. Like we've just been trying to, get a community going, and we made something called the Bro Sexuals, and the whole point of it is we're just trolling the gays and the trans and shit by saying that like we made a new fucking
Let's go.
thing called brosexual. But the whole point of it just means that we love men. It's for men who come to support other men. Women can be brosexuals also because women can love men too. But the point is that, instead of us giving that
Hey,
romantic,
folks.
yeah,
They can be brosexuals. Don't matter.
yeah, we even have some gay guys in our group. I mean, it's a spectrum. That doesn't mean that we're gay. It's just that we have some, You know, it's just if you love
Oh,
men.
you're a much nicer guy than I am. I'm out to kill, destroy, and obliterate.
Well,
and-
they let us.
You
still use
super
the word-
conservative, Caleb?
Well,
I don't even know if they have a word for me. I can't.
So
I
you're
think
like beyond far right. I'm okay with that.
I can
Just don't
see
kill
the-
people, right?
No, I must destroy.
You must.
No,
What,
listen,
gays?
listen, Caleb, listen. You have to look at them differently, right? So, like when it comes to gay dudes, okay. So, with gay dudes, they eliminate themselves from the competitive market.
Exactly.
They're actually doing you a favor.
Oh no,
The
I
more,
understand that part, but I mean,
well, that's
like, in
good for
terms-
you though. That's a bonus.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about the playing field. I mean, I got a 6-pack. I'm pretty good looking. Like, I'm not really worried about all that shit. But, I don't want to go on a tangent. I'm trying to be good right now.
Well, to
'Cause
be
I just
fair,
met
Caleb, you know,
guys.
women are aborting children every day. So, I mean, what's worse, you know?
Well, I just know that it's a mentally, you know, I had a space a while back, and I know Jay was there, and I was really digging into this. Like I was letting this, you know, gay dude, you know, try to come back from the questions and stuff, and I was going a little off the deep end, and so I lost a bunch of them in the space. But I
believe
realized that at the end of the day, I mean, it is just a mentally, you're mentally ill. I mean, you can't. I'm
Can
come
I
to the
ask you a
conclusion
question?
you can't be born gay. I mean, that's it.
I was gonna just ask you that, and then
You
I
know
don't
that
know.
the
I
studies
just,
show
I
that
just feel like you're super conservative and based. What's wrong with that?
I can be, but I can also be very. I can be very liberal at times. It all depends.
Really?
Yeah, I picked it.
What's your
What
what's your
issues?
left wing position? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What would be your most left wing position?
I guess that's hard to say. Like, you know, I mean, maybe old school liberal, like with, like, you know, freedom
I mean,
of
do you
expression,
agree
you know,
with abortion?
artsy type stuff,
Yeah,
you know, things
I
like
don't
that.
feel like you
theater,
agree
I don't
with
know.
any of the woke things.
I mean, like,
but
the
what
hard
are
line
you
is
leftist
abortion.
about?
No,
Do you agree with that?
No. Wait. So come again. I'm trying to think of something, but I'm like,
I mean-
here it is.
Okay.
Sex before marriage. There you go. That's about as woke as I'm gonna get.
So, yes or no?
I didn't
No,
hear the question. I'm sorry.
he's for sex before marriage. Yeah, he's okay with
I think
it.
most
but
people would
that's
agree
more
with you. I don't
Christian
think that's a
conservative.
liberal position.
No, that's a Christian
Unfortunately.
conservative. Yeah, that's a Christian conservative. So that falls into a subcategory.
I mean, yeah, that would be my position as a Christian conservative. Of course, I want you to wait till marriage. But again, like, and I don't want to go back to this because Lola, is she still in here? She'll come for my throat. But it's different between men and women. Like, I mean, ideally, in a great, amazing, beautiful world, everybody will be virgins when they get married and get together, right? I mean, but the reality is that's not the world we live in. And society doesn't support that world we live in. It supports degeneracy on both sides, more side on the woman, okay?
Yeah.
That would be my opinion. But I
No,
mean,
you're right,
it doesn't
100%.
have the same effect. I mean, I'm sorry. It just, women, when they have sex, they are emotional. They have emotional ties, or I don't believe this, soul ties, but I've heard that used commonly and frequently throughout the space. And men just, look, they can have sex with you. You could die in a car accident later and you'll be fine. You're not going to be mad. You're
No,
not
no,
gonna
but
be upset.
we have some deep seated emotions too, and we get
You
tied.
do?
Like if you fuck us right,
How?
man, we are going to be so tied to you, right?
but
Are
at
you
the end of the
talking
day,
about
we-
one of the first women you sleep with, though? Is that
yeah,
what
but
you're?
at the end of the day, we have a switch we can turn on and off a little bit easier than you all do, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
So
I
you
can
get
call-
to get to ultimately decide, is what you're saying. If you want to switch that knob off and on, you have that ability.
Danielle, if for y'all to have sex with a guy, it usually takes an emotional connection first. Whereas a guy,
I
can
agree.
just go fuck someone.
I think it even takes more than that, personally.
Yeah,
but
so
That's a good
that's
point.
why it's not really it's a switch for us because we can kind of just fuck a girl and it's nothing. And
now, let me ask you something, Sergio. Do you think a guy with a lower body count still holds that same purview?
no, not
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. See, a guy with
In
a
my
lower body-
experience, I think they look at it much differently, and they do get very committed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we do.
Like it's the only one they're ever gonna get on the fucking
The
planet.
one-itis.
Yep.
Yeah, dude,
Yep.
drives me nuts.
Yeah, I used to be like that.
I get
when
it.
was younger. Yeah.
Is Nafi
It sucks
in
for
here
you
now?
guys. Because, like, let's be honest and fair, guys. Everybody, the first person most people sleep with, they're not going to end up marrying and being with the rest of their life. Unfortunately, that's the society we're living in.
Unless you're
I
lucky.
hate it.
Unless you're lucky.
Yeah,
The lottery.
it's very rare. Like I said, me and my husband's situation is very, very rare. We got together at 20. We're still together today. He's monogamous. He makes a good amount of money. We have 2 kids. He could have the choice, is all I'm saying. And he chooses to be monogamous. And what I found when I first came to the RP space, I had this perception before I got in the space that all men just fuck everything. They're just out there fucking around. They'll take what they can get. And that's not the reality. That's what I've learned. Most men want to be in monogamous relationships with a loyal woman that they, find beautiful and young and whatever. It was that was the biggest red pill of the red pill that I got from it. I mean, everything else I kind of understood because I'm a psychology major. I get a lot of the psychology end of it. But what I did not get was that. And I was super shocked and surprised. And again, it depends on the creator you listen to, right? I mean, we can compare Sergio versus a Fresh and Fit type. Like, these are 2 different ideologies, still kind of in the same space, correct? But not the same ideology. Or I don't even want to use ideology because I don't think Sergio pushes out prescriptions to people.
I don't know.
I really don't.
Oh, you mean?
But look at what Fresh is going through right now.
Yeah, that shit's so stupid.
I mean, we all know. I mean, he got an escort pregnant. That sucks for him. I feel for him. But it's dude, yeah, she's a Chinese escort.
He's bad at discerning. Like, that's bad. The fact that he's chasing Asian
It's extremely bad, Serge. It looks bad for it's not just bad for him, it's bad for their brand. Myron's part of that brand.
But Fresh is what the fans say that he's somebody who just has money. And I keep on telling people all the time, you can have money.
I agree.
If you're the type of person that do not get girls, besides your money, you're always going to be that type of person that women are going to take advantage of because
100%.
that happened. She took advantage of him because he's not used to being. He's sleeping with women that he would never have a chance with unless he was on.
And listen, to be fair, I'm a girl that has watched Fresh and Fit from the beginning. Okay, I enjoy watching it. It's entertaining. I don't just watch the after hour show. I watch Money Mondays. I watch the Wednesday shows. I watch it all. Okay, but I really think Myron which he did recently, the last video, he did call Fresh out and said, you're dumb, you're making dumb choices. But where was that accountability prior? It's like you're watching, this is one of presumably your best friends, right? You guys all have a best friend, I'm sure. If you see him going down kind of a destructive path, wouldn't you pull him aside and be like, bro, what's going on? What are you doing, dude? Right?
No, so the issue I have with this, and Sergio, you could back me up, Sergio. A lot of men, right? A lot of men are blue pills. So a lot of my friends, when I was telling them, yo, do not talk to this girl. I'm telling you, bro, she's the type of chick that she's gonna be sleeping around when you go to college. Like, just move on, man. Like, and they don't listen. They have to go through that heartbreak in order for them.
They're just simping. They're just happy to have whatever
They
it is. But like,
I be telling them, I'll be like, bro, listen, I'm telling you, she's not the one, bro. She's gonna end up, and they be like, nah, but I think. I said, bro, you just used to getting sex. You're not used to getting sex. I get that she's fucking you, but you gotta like relax. Like, you can get somebody else. A lot of times they do not have the confidence in themselves because they looking at it as, I'm getting sex with this one person. She's hot, and then they put them on a pedestal and they can't get it out of their heads. And that's a lot of happen with Fresh. Fresh is like, he got money, he got cars, right? But I know Fresh would never have these girls if he didn't have the money. And when you like that, you're still gonna get played. See, Myron is the one that has the discipline, has the command, he has the swag, like, because Myron's like, yo, I know how these women are. I'm not gonna let you play me. I'm gonna stand on my ground. And that's how a lot of people are. That's how I am. That's why me and Sergio kind of click, because I'm like, no, I can go out and I can replace you. Don't think that I can't replace you. Like, we're gonna run things the way I feel like is best for the family, and I want to do what's best for you and what's best for our child, and that's my mindset. But if I'm with somebody who don't feel like they need to run things or their own things, or they're gonna be selfish, no, I'm not gonna tolerate it. But I think that a lot of times men are just happy when they get inside a hole. They just will do anything just to keep having sex.
Sex is delicious.
Nafi, are you able to talk right now? Are you a speaker? I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question, but I'm trying to think of a good question for all you guys to answer. I'll be silent for now.
I had something I kept forgetting too. Shit.
I wanted to remind y'all, the guys, if y'all didn't watch the last week video of the top 10 copes for guys, it's a good one for guys to watch, man, because I think every dude copes in certain ways. Also, if you're single and you know, Nafi, you definitely need to watch last week's, motherfucker.
Nafi, remind me it's about money when you're done, because I saw you put your hand up. I don't want to forget, but remind me my thing is about money.
Yeah, Nafi, go ahead.
Okay, here's my question. You mentioned something about dating coaches, something Sergio moments ago. Now, I have a question for all you guys. Who do you think is the worst dating coach that gives prescriptions to young men and men in general on how to build relationships? Like, who do you guys believe is the worst dating coach out there?
Fresh and Myron, specific, both of them, they're equally the worst in the fucking game. Just because they have the biggest influence, there's other guys that might give out worse advice, but since they have such a massive influence and they give out bad advice, I think them.
Sergio, really?
Yeah, no, I
You
don't
think
like
they're the
Myron's
worst?
50 I don't think Myron's 50 body count thing is good at all.
Myron, I don't agree with Myron in that.
But also Danielle.
But all the other stuff, Serge.
No, all the other stuff is fine, but those are two really big prescriptions. First, the body count thing is a really bad one, and then also he didn't get a girlfriend, Danielle, in his frame until he had status and money. That's a huge problem. You need to be.
I don't disagree, but Sergio, I got to give a little bit pushback. Most men that eventually get in his position didn't get a girl, right? I mean, like, yeah, I find it a problem that a man can't get a girlfriend when he's just a normal, status, money. Yeah, that's a problem because you can't.
Other men if you didn't do it without it. That's the problem.
Okay. I can't disagree with you there.
Prescriptions. If they want to talk about red pill stuff all day long, yeah, I support it. But certain prescriptions, they don't have the experience to do it. They just don't. Like, and just fucking girls is not the same as being in a relationship with a girl. That's 5%.
Serge, I don't disagree with you, but what prescriptions would you disagree with?
It's mostly like the body count, but anything he says about in a relationship, I would say it's not always perfect advice. Like, especially the try to keep his, like, guys trying to keep it open on their end and closed on the girls. That's
disgusting.
Just asking for issues later on. Like,
but Sergio, let me ask you. Sergio, let me ask you a question though. These are higher status men. Can they demand that out of women?
Yeah, so
I mean, women.
so
Sergio, women are agreeing to it. I have to give a little pushback.
Danielle, but what's for them and what's for their audience is too complete. What's the general? Dude,
I agree.
The whole point
Yeah,
of the podcast
I agree.
is I'm talking to a general audience.
What type? Hold on.
Yeah, I'll walk that back. I agree. Most men in their chat don't make much.
Hold on. No, hold on.
Go
What
ahead.
kind of women are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody with the I mean, you see them, right? They're like, they're dollar sniffers. You know what I'm saying? They're clout chasers. You know, women been doing that groupie shit since motherfucking there's been band members, right? So that's all that is. And they just trying to get some of that flame off of that. So, I mean, what type of women? I don't think that either one of them two really could pull a like solid woman, even one who had the same kind of wealth and merit as them, who had done it in a business structure. I just don't think they could. I don't think they could be in that room with somebody like that. They might get away with pretending to be the bad boy situation comparative to the corporate world woman. But at the same time, if you look in the reality of it, it's just not true. It's like Sergio said, if he wasn't pulling chicks and he wasn't making moves like that before he got this podcast off by saying the most hyperbolic shit, I could have got out there and told people, oh yeah, man, you got to get all these women, do all this. I mean, it's fake because it's the most exaggerated circumstance that, again, doesn't really fit into a relationship, even if it gets in their pants. It's the most LARPing way of actually being somebody that is good with women. And it's really what it is. It's LARPing being good with women. And so I see it like that when I watch them.
Yeah, I think it's a finesse, Danielle. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll give them their flowers on making a lot of money and making an awesome podcast and shit. But I'm not going to give them their flowers on being good with women. I've seen too much of like bad shit from them, and I feel like I'm really good at discerning a guy that's good with women and one that isn't. I just don't see it in them.
And I just want to say something about the money aspect, because I've never been a multimillionaire, so maybe there's some dynamics that I don't quite understand yet. But I mean, I'm definitely, I'm not working. I don't have to, and I probably never have to for the rest of my life. Let's put it that way. But I find it that when I was younger and during the times when I had the least amount of money or had maybe no money and no job, it was actually easier for some odd reason. I always seemed to have a easier time landing or just getting laid or having a relationship with a woman. It was the weirdest thing. But the more
Because they
power,
felt had more power dynamic. Yep, that's exactly right, Caleb. It was the power dynamic they wanted to have over you, which they exhibited due to your means at the moment.
and now it's the complete opposite. Now, I mean, the confidence is overflowing. It's like God status. Like, and I don't really, I can't help it. I can't stop it. It comes off of me, right? Like I'm sorry. What is what it is. But I don't act a certain, like, if I try to be as, gentlemanly and as humble, and I try to tone it down when I'm talking to a girl, but it's still there and people see it. So it's like when I'm talking to these girls now, and I've just straight out asked random chicks what their thoughts about like how my confidence comes off, and they say it's intimidating. Girls that I've worked with said that you're on that level, like, we don't understand where you get all this confidence from. It's really intimidating and shit. And then, I talked to a friend that we had quite a history, but long story short, I took a special trip all the way down to Florida. This is where I live now. But when I was in Myrtle Beach, it's been like years and I haven't talked to an old friend, and we had a real tragic, like, trying to get together. It just never worked, but not because we didn't try. It was just timing was always off. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go surprise her and visit her. She's a cocktail waitress. She's not a stripper, but she works at a joint. And I'm like, okay. I go down there after we reconnected a couple weeks after we talked. And I was like, this will be nice. I go down there. I talk to the bouncer. He gets me in the back door, right? I slip him some money. He puts me on a table. She comes up. I got a hat on. And then I just, caught her off guard, and she loved it and hung out. And then she did her work, and I just read my book and everything. I was ignoring all the other girls. I didn't really give a shit what they had to say. And then we go back to her place. It's a freaking mess, and let me get to the point. I showed her just to catch up. I was like, I'm doing pretty good. And at the point, I only had $7,000 saved up in my brokerage account. I'm at the hundreds now. But I can imagine what heart attack she would have had. She thought I was a millionaire. The way she acted, she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got that much money." I'm like, "It's only $7,000, and it just, that whole money thing, that whole control of your life, that beat the game feeling, it almost makes it harder to find that right woman that can handle a man that has that. In a way, it doesn't make them feel like, they're a fish out of water, or if they're feeling like completely like, they're going to be preyed on for the rest of their life because they can never catch up to you. There shouldn't be this feeling of you need to be on my level. Again, goes back to the 50-50 you were saying, Chicken. I love that. I've not heard somebody say it that way or at all. I don't think. That 100% needs to go in from both parties. And like you said, there's going to be days that some people are, you're going to be down and they need to lift you up. And it just needs to happen. That's the hard part of the relationship. You got to know going into it that your investment, you're going to ride or die, right? When you're investing in the stock market, you can have that mentality, but it's dangerous, right? So you got to know the company. But when you make that investment, you got to stick it out during the tough times when people are talking shit, news is coming out that's bad, things like that. You got to go in and put more money in because you believe in that company. Well, you're going to invest more. Same thing goes for that relationship. If one of you are is underperforming, but that they're still trying, right? And then they still love you. You got to lift them up. You got to help them out because there's going to be a day they're going to have to do that for you. And even if they don't have to do that for you, oh well, that's good, great. You got to keep going. And, it's just, it blows my mind where everyone has this mindset, like everyone has to be equal. And it's like, it doesn't work that way, and we'll never be equal. We're built a certain way for a certain reason. And that's what makes us, that's the reason why there's man and woman. We both have a specific job set. We both have specific biology. Get over it. And if you keep fighting it, you're going to make life harder for yourself, but not only that, but you're going to make it very difficult for everyone else. And that's why we're where we are now. and it's just it's too much.
Agreed, bro. Nafi, did that answer your question though? If he's there. Vale, are you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here. What's up?
Can
bro?
you see people throwing up emojis? Because he's throwing up hundreds and stuff.
Yeah, no, I can't see emojis. Was somebody else's hand up?
Yeah, I had my hand up actually. I would actually add on to what Caleb had said, and from what I took from it, and I think this is something both men and women cope with, is like the money aspect of it. And this is mainly on the dudes. The dudes are like, I gotta get rich, I gotta make as much money as possible, and then I'll go get a girlfriend. Right. And this is speaking from personal experience. And I really do think that majority of those dudes are coping. Like, honestly, I think they're losers because it's all about the money. You got to have the money because then she'll respect you and then she'll want me. No, that's loser mentality because you're going to get a gold digger and she's not going to really genuinely like you for you. So I think money does play an important role in life, but in dating, I don't think it's that much of it's not a big deal at all. So I think what men cope with the most is just instead of realizing, hey, I could put skill or put myself out there and then build that skill, they'd rather cope and stay indoors and say, I'm just going to work and work and work and save up all this money. And then they end up the beta bucks later. So they're still losers, even with money.
Exactly, bro. And it's so crazy. I'm happy that you said that, and you're honest and said this. That you're saying this from a personal point of view because that is something that you've said a lot. Is like you want to wait to save up enough money or like be at a certain position, but yeah, you can't wait forever, man. It is a cope, and it might just be something that you're saying to yourself to just waste time. Procrastinate even in this way. Like we can procrastinate in so many different ways in the world, and that's all. When a girl's coping or a guy's coping, it's like a really cool way of procrastinating. Just like how you bring up really stupid ways of why you don't do other things like laundry or something. It's just a really pretty way of why you don't get a relationship or try to find a girl. I can't see emojis. If somebody else was going to talk, I can't see it.
Vale's throwing up hundreds.
Yeah.
I like how somebody has to be like my narrator so I can know what the fuck is happening. I appreciate you narrating.
Yeah, if you want, I got a Bitcoin address on my account, so if you just want to go and hit that.
Yeah, sorry, man. I would have been on top of it, but I was actually firing up the joint, so totally missed it. My bad.
You're good, chicken. I appreciate you. Does anybody else want to say anything, or should I end it up here, or did anybody else have anything to say?
What happened to Captain?
Captain, you back?
Yeah, I've been here. I've been here. Of course, I'm just.
I don't think Captain can you hear us. She might have to reset her phone. Dude, I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to actually push back on that point because I don't think a lot of people can, especially the people that say like, "Oh yeah, it's all about money. It's all about sex."
Well, money does it goes back to the whole. It goes back to this: like the weapon doesn't make the man, right?
Yeah,
everyone knows that. So you can give a dude as many weapons as humanly possible. You can give him the whole arsenal, but if he doesn't know how to use them,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's no good. It's just like somebody who's been broke their entire life. You give them $1 million, they don't know how to invest it, so they're just gonna blow through it.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree. It's all about mindset. It's about mindset with a lot of things, and I think most dudes who think they're red pill are really just black pill, bro. And they want to stay in their comfort zone so they don't have to face rejection. And in reality, a man's main purpose is to face rejection. And yeah, they like to laugh and they like to throw things behind or say things behind your back, but they're just bitches, dude.
I used to think that not money, but I used to think like having like some sort of foundation would make it easier, like a house and that kind of stuff. But actually, it didn't. It made some things easier, but just not. It wasn't. It had never had anything to do with a relationship. It was always just about me. It was never about that stuff, and that was kind of eye opening. But I never was the person who was like I needed money. I felt like I needed money to get a girl. I just always loved money because it makes life easier.
Money is like it's an important aspect of life, it's important for climbing that ladder. But for dating, dude, it's not a big of a deal as a lot of these red pillers say it is.
And now that I look back at it, because I built my life up and then I broke it all down and I sold everything. And now I'm down to an electric bike, renting out a room from a retired Marine. and I don't even have my car because I sold that. I was like, let me just go almost straight like new age Buddha, leave a little bit of tech in my life, but for the most part, get rid of everything, go off the grid, get my Bitcoins, stuff like that, and just see what happens. And I tell you what, I'm feeling really good, feeling pretty happy now, like no stress, no ties to any bills and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah, dude.
I see now it would have been more fun to build a life with somebody by my side instead of building that foundation first, then going around like a chicken with its head cut off looking for it, and then hoping somebody could just like hop in and just start from where I left off instead of and it's like that's not the point. The point is it's about the journey, right? I know that's pretty cliche, but
No, I mean, yeah, it sounds like how you said the ooh story, but in reality, it really is about the journey. It's about learning from rejection, and if that person, because they end up in a relationship when you're young and it didn't work out, you learn from it and you just grow from there. But to me, and I hope I'm not like steering it too far or deviating from the topic that you were talking about before I joined, but I think a lot of dudes like to cope with it, and they don't want to realize the truth because it's easy to believe the lie. It's because it's softer and you get to stay in your bubble, but when they realize that they're like 50 years old and they're like, oh no, where did time go? I'm still a loser.
I hear a lot of what I hear a lot of, and even if I'm just talking to like anybody about anything around this subject, a lot of dudes will say they're nervous to talk to these girls, especially if a girl that looks super young, right? But sometimes you just don't know. You got to ask. And they're like, oh, I'm afraid of being, called out as a rapist or a creeper or something. Like that other girl was talking. She was like, oh, that's creepy. Like, how are you supposed to know if you don't ask? Sometimes, yeah, you should. It's obvious. But a lot of times it's not. I've talked to some girls and unbelievable. The ages I was given every time. It was always different. Like some were, dude, I'll just put it this way. There were some girls that were 14, 15 that were just fully mature and beautiful. And I had to ask, and I was blown away. I was like, dude, you never go out late at night without your brother or somebody. I swear to God, I told her that. And then I said a nice day. I walked away. And, everything was cool. It wasn't like cops were surrounding me. I wasn't getting fucking thrown in jail or nothing, And then there's other times that are much older. And you just got to ask. You got to go up and talk, And a lot of guys are afraid to do that because they're worried about what people think in that moment. Like, really? Come on, bro.
How old are you, Caleb, if you don't mind me asking?
Old enough? No, I'm well, let me ask you guys, how old do you think I am? I always like to ask this first.
27.
32.
Ooh, feed my ego.
30, in between 30 and 35.
Closer. I'm pushing the 40.
No way. You sound.
You sound young. That's good. I mean, it's not bad. Nafi, did you have anything, or does anybody have a hand up?
Well, I did have a question for Caleb. You don't mind, Sergio? Yeah, Caleb, in the comments and stuff, I reposted something that I posted like a while ago called MSP, which means money, sex, power. Now, what do you think about it? Money, sex, power. I speak about it a lot and how it controls relationships and determines how relationships are ran. What is your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's three different topics. That's a lot to talk about. And
right, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it is absolutely a lot to talk about, and I apologize for giving
I
you
don't
all
know how to sum up a question like that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Well, if you read it, I'll allow you to read it. It's in the comments and stuff. I'll allow you to read it, and then you can get back to me and tell me what you think.
All right. So it's not in the nest, but it's the comments. All right. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's his philosophy on dating. Nafi, I know you and Vale were kind of competing against each other. Have you got a girlfriend? You got a girl you took on a date or anything yet? What's up? Nafi.
Silence, dude.
Nafi, how's the competition been going?
Don't be scared, Nafi. Come up. What's up?
Yeah, dude, what's up? We could talk about it.
Dude's probably just missed me after a while. What's up, man?
Jeez, man. You really just went silent like that? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no time to get tongue tied. What's up?
This is not typical Nafi at all.
So this is interesting. I mean, for power, I think you nailed it perfectly. Sex gets a little esoteric. Am I using that right? Esoteric. But yeah, for the most part, I get that. Money. So it goes back.
You there? The space crash? Oh, the space crash. Rest in peace. I couldn't bring people. Space crash. But it's fine. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for coming. Shout out to the 92 people from Twitter, or 90 people from Twitter watching. I appreciate y'all. I got a couple of y'all from YouTube. Go over some comments I didn't go over before. Like the damn video, please. Before y'all leave, like the fucking video. Share it if you're on Twitter, please, guys. She might actually be a narcissist. W Sergio Double Purple Pill. Thank you, Michael, man. You rock, fam. You rock, Michael. I appreciate you. Phil Brad, okay. Josh, what is a diatribe? Find a stable home. Nah, guys, thank you all so much for coming, man. I really appreciate it. Shout out to the Twitter family. We'll be back, guys, next week. I'm going to try to start doing these shows on Monday and Wednesday, like I said. Like a man one on Monday and then like a women one on Wednesday. Try to keep it fair. Always going back and forth, like from men to women. I think it would be fun to do that. And I got like a lot of good people to always host on X for this. Guys, we got a community we're also building on X. If you're a guy, I got a guys only locker room community. So if you're trying to just be around a bunch of dudes, message me on Twitter and I'll add you to the guys group on there. If you're a girl or a guy and you want to be in the spaces group, we got a whole nother one, our brotherhood. You know, if you want to be a brosexual with us, if you love men. Not in the gay way, guys, not like a faggot. Yeah, other than that, let me think what else. There's something else I'm fucking forgetting. I mean, we dropped Status Hackers on 4/24, so be ready for that. That's only 2 weeks away. Holy shit, I can't believe it's only in 2 weeks. I need to get to work. I got shit I gotta do. I'm also going to probably doing a random space or a random episode this week or next week on just other dating things, like other than the men and women stuff. I'm making lists of just other types of videos to do. Guys, I'm trying to do something a little different when it comes to these space or doing these live streams. I don't see anybody else doing the spaces thing, so I'm going to keep doing this type of stuff, having discussions on here. Should be having interviews and some other things to change it up soon, but I'm going to keep trying to push this to see where we can go with it. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming on, especially all the Twitter family, guys. I will see y'all on next week, probably on Monday, hopefully. But yeah, have a good week. Have a good night. Peace the fuck out.